Hey folks, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Salbona, South Africa. Good morning. Hoita. How is everybody in South Africa? Good morning. Welcome. It's the 2020 Bikers Against Plasmod and Racism. And here we are, live. How's this going? Are you guys seeing me out there? Let me see if it's coming up. It is, in fact, quite early here on the East Coast of the U.S., 4 o'clock in the morning. So welcome in. Let me see if I've got this working okay, because I'm using Zoom. And it likes to be tetchy with me. It looks like it's okay. Let's see if the sound comes up all right. Here we go. Have to wait for the ad, the obligatory ad. Ooh, that's loud. All right. Let's see. All right, let me skip this. Here we go. Sounds good. Okay, folks. You're going to have to bear with me here because I don't have a perfect system. I already got a bunch of videos already loaded up here. So let me reduce myself a little bit. Say hello to everybody. It's getting started right now. It's just started in the last 3 minutes. And we're hoping for at least 5,000 bikers in South Africa riding on the Union buildings in Pretoria. That's right. We're waiting to see this happen. And videos are already coming in. I've got several people preparing for it. And I'll start playing those in just a moment. So let me check here real quick and see what else has happened, if I've got some more info coming in. Okay, so bear with me. Yeah. People just keep bringing in left and right. A lot of this is in Afrikaans, so for the English speakers, I ask you to bear with me because I'm just going to play whichever videos come in. They're not edited, so if people are using potty mouth and bad language, I'll apologize in advance. I may not even know it, especially if it's in Afrikaans. But let's stick with it, folks. We'll see how it goes. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Bikers Against Farm Murders and Racism in South Africa. This event is taking place, there's several similar events taking place around the country, but the main event is in Pretoria, and they're driving a 50-kilometer route around the Union buildings in Pretoria. For those who've been to the Union buildings, quite a lovely setup of government offices there in Pretoria. So Viking Boar's here, the Wizards here, Anna Maria Forster's here. See you in 25 minutes. These guys are here before we started. Keith Alderson. Keith, you're up early too. Louis Zede. Oh no, it's not that early for you. Karen is here. Sandy Wells, El Bono, Shelley de Freitas, Skyscraper, Ursula. Hey Ursula, Kobus Janse van Rensburg, Matthew Finlayson. All right, excellent folks. Fuzarko's here. Catherine Piper, Nabi Hobson. Hi. The Joking Atheist is here. Karen, you need a good swig of Starbucks. There it is. I do need it. You can hear it in my voice because I didn't get much sleep. I look a little tired. I've washed my face. I've brushed my hair. Let's get to it, folks. Right. What I'm going to do is just open up. Let me get to this. I got to make a folder here because I have to import things and bring this in all the time. Hang on a second. So be patient with me, folks, as I put this all together here. We're going to call this Bikers folder. Okay. And then I'm just going to add videos and photos as we go along. Okay, so let me just go ahead and start doing that. Let's go to image source. These are some photographs of people preparing for the event. Okay, BIKERS underscore. Okay, that's what I'm going to do it. And I'll just call this Control C. Okay, underscore 1. Right. The problem is I'm not having people call directly in right now at the moment. So if people call directly in, it'd be a little different story. All right, so here we go. Here's some folks. There you go. Check this one out. There's Stop Plasmod. There's a photograph already out there. Okay, cool. There's the first one we've got coming up. Okay, and I'm going to add the next one in here now. Get a better picture. These are folks who are preparing for this event. Okay. I got a system here. Let's see if it works. This is the plan, just some different photographs. Okay. There we go. These folks preparing, a lot of photographs, people preparing all over South Africa for the event, which has just gotten underway in South Africa a few minutes ago, folks. And I'll bring in some video of people prepping in just a moment. We'll do that. Just want to show some of these photos of different folks all over South Africa in Gauteng preparing for this event. Here you go. Look at that little rest stop there, petrol station. Those of you who live in the area are familiar with those little sun caps to keep the sun, that blazing heat, off of people. In Botswana, we know those all too well. In Namibia, where it's really bright and the sun tears up your vehicles. So you park under there so it's not 8,000 degrees centigrade when you come back to your car. It's always handy. Well, good morning, folks, wherever you find yourself around the world. If you're tuning in this morning, this is Chris, and I'm coming to you live from central Pennsylvania at an ungodly hour. It feels like I'm back in the Army. What's going on with that? Anyway, so there you go. Check that one out. Oh, that one's a little bit smaller. All right, cool. There you go. The Barbarians from Pretoria. There's the biker jacket right there. I don't have a biker jacket. I would have worn one in sympathy today. Let me shut those down. Okay. All right. Yeah, now let me try to get a few videos in here. See where they're at. Media source. Okay. Back in the Army. Yeah, back in the Army, man. Okay. Biker video. B-I-K-E-R vid. Okay. _1. Okay. All right. Now, these are going to play as I bring them up because it doesn't let me stop it right from the get-go. So here we go. So this is where you're going to have patience with me, folks, but here's some videos of people prepping, and some of this you'll hear, and I may not know what they're saying, so my apologies in advance if I don't know what they're saying. Okay, here we go. Okay, that didn't work. Here we go.
Goedendag aan my vriende. Saterdagoggend 5:30. Ek ras hier op pad aan te sluit by duisende motorfietsryers vandag. En te ry vir ons boere. Ons het ons boere so ons diep lief vir julle. Ons ry vir julle vandag. Ons sê dankie vir julle boere. Ras is hier reg en ons opvat. 100 ons gaan hom vasvat. Ons sleep bikers. Ons maak vandag 'n statement. Ramkat groete. Groete uit Indigenous.
And this is where I find myself at a distinct disadvantage because with the streaming software, I can't actually see what's going on in the video, folks. So I have to put my earpiece in, and that was on Afrikaans. There you go. So let me say hello to everybody in the chat before I do any more videos, but I've got more videos coming up there. All right, so who else we got there? Good swig of Starbucks, says Karen Totenkopf, good morning to you. Tammy Goslick, good to see you. Penny, good morning. Good to have a Saturday morning stream. Thanks for getting up, Chris. You're most welcome. Now, I think if you should be impressed by anything, you should be impressed that at this hour at 4 o'clock in the morning with about 3 hours sleep, I'm not wearing eyeglasses. I can still see. I'm not 22. It's not always easy at this age to not have glasses. He's indeed, but I work while he studies dish molecules. Let's go. Oh, for Sheldon. Colbert says, he said, thank you to all the farmers, and they're driving for all the farmers. Excellent. Thanks a lot. Appreciate the translation. Right, let's add another one in here. What I'm going to do, folks, is so I don't keep appearing on the screen because I got a bunch of videos already, I'm going to put myself in a smaller screen and then just play these videos, okay? So is that going to be all right with you guys? Let me do this very quickly here. I've got to adjust the screen. Where's it at? So hopefully this will do the trick. I don't need that open. I do need this open. So zoom all participants, reduce the size of myself on the screen. Here we go. And then I'll just put myself down in this corner here, and hopefully that'll work with the videos coming up. Right, so now I'm going to get back up here. I'm going to add another video. Let's go for the second one here, and we'll bring that one up. All right, that's how this works. Here we go. All right, appreciate your patience, ladies and gentlemen, and the audience tuning in this morning. Here's the next one. Here we go.
Lekker boys, Saterdagoggend 6:30 en ons is nou naby Grasmeer en ons gaan vanoggend draai by Grasmeer en dan van daar af trek ons weer terug Pretoria toe. Ek ras nie vat hom en kan nie wag van die res van die bikers om uit die Vrystaat uit saam met ons aan te sluit nie. En vandag natuurlik ry ons vir ons boere, vir ons landbouers, want sonder ons landbouer vrek ons van die hongerte. Ek hou julle op hoogte gedurende die dag. Lekker boys, okay, die ry na die sirkel toe by die Unie geboue en dan is ons die kruisneerlegging doen daarso en dan 12 uur trek al die motorfietsryers van die pad af. Daar waar jy is, trek jy van die pad af en ons gaan op beide ons knee en ons tree in gebed natuurlik vir ons boere met 'n valhelm in die lug. Ramkat groete, goed uit Indigenous.
Sorry, folks, hearing a little bit of noise in the background of my mouse crawling around and such. Also, you're picking up the sound from me downloading the videos. Sorry about that. They've already started coming in. So, wow, a lot coming in now. So that's what you're hearing in the background. Let me grab one of the ones with guys already starting. And I don't have a better way of doing that. Oh, I know a way to do this. I'll shut this desktop audio down. There we go. That should do the trick. That should make noise now. Okay, that should solve it. Okay, let's go ahead and get one of the first videos of these guys driving. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, where are we at? What's the latest one? Here we go. Yeah, off and away, folks. Last 10 minutes. It's heartwarming to see that, folks. There's some great photographs coming up here, too, that folks are bringing in. Let's get the next one here. What a sight. I agree, Penny. What a sight. It's amazing. Here's the next one. Wow, isn't that something, ladies and gentlemen? Really impressive. I'll tell you what, I fixed the problem with that other sound, so all you'll hear now is my mouse clicks. But here is the next one. Hopefully I don't get too much data going here that it slows down the machine, but right now we're looking pretty good here. All right, so let me get the next one. That was fast. Didn't go very long. Some of these clips are longer than the other folks. So we'll do our best here, but is this not amazing? It's absolutely amazing, folks. These videos coming to me live from a group that I'm in with the bikers themselves who are loading up these videos as things go along. Okay. Here's a group of them assembling a little while ago. Let me put this up.
Father, this morning we pray. We come together here this morning, Father, as bikers, as brothers, as sisters. Father, in your name. The word teaches us that when two or three are gathered in your name, you're in the midst of us, Father. Your Holy Spirit is welcome here this morning, Father. We pray that you send your angels ahead of us this morning on this road as we ride our bikes for a purpose and a reason, Father. That we're standing in agreement against the murders that's taking place in the farmers in our country, Father. We pray that you'll go ahead of us, clear the path, keep us safe, Father, keep us alert on that road, that we can look out for cars and vehicles and trucks that want to come in front of us, Father. We just pray for your safety and your mercy. Lord, we pray for our families at home, the people that can't be there today, for whatever the reason may be, keep them safe too. And I just pray, Father, as we leave now, that you'll give us safe traveling mercies and bring us back home safe. We ask this in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
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 Folks, that's obviously a prayer session before this thing got going. That was in English, so I'm okay following. Of course, South Africans, people of deep faith, Excellent, excellent. Let's get some more images in here of what's going on. Here you go. There you go. That was, I think we played that one already, but it was from a different angle there. So yeah, some more. Hopefully some of these are a little bit longer. I'm not editing these, folks. They're just coming up as they come in. I'm bringing them straight in for you. Let me get this. So you know, if people are going to say, hey, how come you're so short, or what's going on, I'm actually downloading these videos as they come in from South Africa. Yeah, here's the next one from the same person who took that. Looks like it's pretty much the same on that. Okay, this is from the Khoi, who have been sitting in front of the union buildings for 2 years, being ignored by the government of South Africa. Of course, for the ANC to recognize the Khoi and their claims as indigenous people of South Africa would mean for the ANC to recognize that the Bantu peoples are colonizers and settlers who displaced the Khoi and San. So they refuse to recognize their own citizens of South Africa who've been there for at least 50,000 years, because it undermines their lies about who colonized South Africa, the Bantu and the European. So here you go.
Goeiemôre julle, Angelique Schlebushi van Boer Media. Met ons hier het ons die Chief Isaac. Isaac, as jy net vir ons kan vertel van waar af kom julle?
Ons is hier van Johannesburg, maar die ander is van dwars oor die land. Verskillende dele van die land, maar ons het 'n netwerk waar ons altyd by mekaar kom en met mekaar skakel.
En hoe laat het julle vanoggend al vertrek om hier te wees?
Ons het vanoggend omtrent so teen 5:30 vertrek. Van die beginpunte af en verskillende punte af, van die verskillende lede opgetel voordat ons almal hier kan wees.
En ek neem aan julle het 'n baie veilige rit gehad sover tot hier?
Ja, nee, ons het 'n baie veilige rit gehad.
En hoekom neem julle deel aan hierdie optog?
Ons neem deel aan hierdie optog omdat ons glo in een principle in die lewe, en dit is die common heritage of humankind. En sover wat ons gesien het in hierdie land gebeur, is dit baie ver van daai een principle wat vir ons eintlik almal saam moet laat lewe, omdat ons weet ons almal is mense eerste, voordat ons verskillende rasse is. En dit is een van die redes hoekom ons ook die Narama Foundation gestig het. En net vir inligtingshalwe, Narama is die oorspronklike naam van hierdie geografiese gebied wat vandag bekend staan as Suid-Afrika of Suider-Afrika. En dit is nie ou Khoi se taal. Dit is hoekom ons die Narama Foundation gestig het. En ons werk eksklusief op die prinsip van the common heritage of humankind, that we all are the same.
Sê vir my, dink jy dat die volgende naweek se optog met die voertuie, die trekkers en die trokke net so suksesvol gaan wees as hierdie optog met die motorfietsse?
Ek vermoed dit sal wees, want ek dink hier word 'n baie sterk boodskap vandag uitgestuur. Nie net aan hierdie land nie, maar ook aan die wêreld.
Sal julle ook deelneem aan volgende naweek se optog?
Dit sal ons bespreek en ons sal as ons weet wie organiseer is, sal ons met hulle in kontak probeer kom en ons sal sorg dat ons daar wees.
Sê vir my, ek sien julle het julle ramsporing sê, kan julle dit blaas?
Ja, ramsporing.
Ramsporing word nie net geblaas enige tyd nie. En enige kultuurbeweging wat ons maak, word nie net enige tyd geperform nie. So die ene is nie om te blaas nie, die ene is om poel te brand. So as het nog nie Google begin brand nie, want hoe kom ons dit nie geweet wanneer gaan die ding afspeel. Elke horing het sy eie shape, elke horing het sy eie doel. So die enetjie is vir Google brand. Die enetjie is vir suiwerheidsbehandeling om te sê nee, ons kom in vrede in. Dan kry jy die gemsbok enetjie. Die gemsbok enetjie, meeste manne dra hom wat jag. Ons het verskillend.
Okay, so wat se enetjie blaas nou?
Hy lyk soos die ene, maar hy's 'n groter ene.
Okay, so jy het glad nie een hier vandag
Nee,
wat
as die ene gebring nie, ons sal die volgende enetjie sal ek ene bring.
Okay. Baie dankie vir julle tyd. En baie dankie vir julle deelname. Nee, is ek en Angelique terug na Boer Media Atelier.
En ons ook kan sê kyk toe. Dit is gaan in vrede en ons staan.
Baie dankie.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have a video from Boer Media, the only network that's covering this. They're covering that, of course, online. This disgraceful refusal of South African media to cover this event, a massive event in South Africa. I'm going to show you some photographs here in just a moment of others who are out on the scene around the union buildings and what's happening at this very hour, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 2-hour period in which the bikers are driving around Pretoria in a 50-kilometer loop, driving past people already out supporting them in front of the union buildings. You see there the original inhabitants, the true owners of the patrimony of South Africa. Nothing against you Europeans, you Afrikaners, or you English or Portuguese or Germans who live there, or against the Bantu. But the reality is this, folks, they're the original inhabitants of South Africa, ignored by everybody, abused by everybody, and only now belatedly be getting some respect, but not from the African National Congress, not in the least, not ever with the African National... Is my microphone on? Why is my microphone? I don't hear my microphone. Oh, because I'm on Zoom. Well, that's weird. I don't see myself. Am I on here? I see no sound. Am I talking here? Can you guys hear me? Okay, you guys can. Sorry, for some reason I'm not seeing my microphone on. Okay, but you guys can hear me. It must be, okay, good to go. Sorry about that. Yes, I hate to go on a rant there and then it all got missed. But yeah, the Khoi and San, the original inhabitants, the San there, the Bosman, fantastic, folks. That's great video footage. Let me bring in some other images now that are taking place around here. We've got some great images from people gathered around the union buildings. And again, once again, I'm getting this courtesy of the fact that I've been put into a group of folks who are sharing these videos live and these photographs of people who are participating and those observing it, but mostly from the participants. This is a good one. Look at this image right here. Isn't that awesome? That is from the Indigenous folks outside the union buildings where they've been ignored by the African National Congress government now for a couple of years as they sat outside the union buildings. It's absolutely amazing that the ANC has such contempt for South Africa's original inhabitants. Their government runs around and screams about racism, and they ignore people of color right there in their midst, refusing to recognize them as the indigenous inhabitants of South Africa. And of course, we all know why they refuse. They refuse because to recognize the Khoi and the San as the original inhabitants of South Africa would be to shatter the mythical lie of the Bantu being the original inhabitants, which is demonstrably provable that they're not. Archaeologically, genetically, we can prove, in fact, that the Bantu also colonized and settled southern Africa as they moved south through the Great Rift Valley, pushing aside the Pygmies in Central Africa, marginalizing the Pygmies in Central Africa, continuing south, displacing and absorbing peoples that were already there until they ran into the Khoi and San, and then stealing their lands, stealing their cattle, murdering them, chasing them into the bush, or mixing with them. Now, this is not a story that's unique to the Bantu. A similar situation happened with Europeans when they arrived in the Western Cape. But nonetheless, these are the original inhabitants of South Africa, folks, the indigenous population. So yeah, this is the group that's being marginalized and ignored by the African National Congress, ladies and gentlemen. So Hendo likes what I've said there. I put that up, but it's factual, speaking only in facts here, which also makes some of these folks nervous. Let me bring in another photograph here, folks. This is now these are beautiful photographs, but it's sad to bring some of these photographs, so just bear with me. This is another one here. Let me bring this one in, and here we go. This one here. All right, there you go. if you're not angry, you aren't paying attention. Yep. Now, a few minutes ago, let me get this, because someone, it was a Penny or somebody a few minutes ago, or maybe it was Karen, said that South African media is, Vutsarko said, no news network in South Africa is covering this. Only Chris Wyatt is bringing us the news. Folks, it's only my pleasure to cover this topic today for you all. I hope I do it justice. Apologize for any hiccups or gaps in the coverage. I am downloading video clips and photographs as I talk to you and narrate what's going on, and then loading them up, which is not a simple process of just dragging them on the screen. If it were only that simple, it would be easier. Of course, a lot of these clips are in Afrikaans, so none of them are previewed or edited. You're seeing them as I see them. But this is right next to the San people, the Bosman, who are hanging out there. All right, let's get some more video coverage in here, folks. Let me do that. I'm going to close some of these pictures because they are... Oops. Video's coming back there. See, going to be a few hiccups as we go along, folks, but I got to do this. Otherwise, we're going to have stuff keep popping up in front of us. All right, so let me close this one down. Excuse me. Let me get to some more videos here. All righty, folks. I will save the pictures that have come in, folks, and if any of them are interesting, folks, what I'll do is I'll put them in the members group or load them up on the page so you can get to that. Let's do this here. All right. I don't even know what number video I'm on now, so I'm just typing in. So, all right. After the koi, here we go. That looks like the same video I showed a short while ago, but it's actually from a different person. It's a slightly different angle. So sorry about that. And as I've sat here and done this, I've got 7 more videos and photographs that come in. Folks, we have nearly 100 viewers tuned in. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're listening to Chris Wyatt Africa on the Daba Africa channel. Media, truth, reality, about events in South Africa, not covered by SABC, ENCA, anybody on the internet. Nobody bothered with this historic event in South Africa. There's protesting gangs and farm workers and busboy and racism in South Africa. And as you're going to see, folks, this is a wide variety of politics. Some part of those in the government is only white South Africans protesting, but it's not. It's a wide variety. Pretty amazing stuff. This one's a bit longer than the previous one. Well, there you go. Yeah, no, the video is much louder in my voice. What happens, folks, is by default, the videos keep coming in all the way at the top range. I have to scroll down and reduce the sound, so sorry for that. All right, so let's get the next one here. Okay, like I said, it's not going to be perfect, so I appreciate your patience on this. It's awesome of the bikers to do this, to care so much about people in South Africa. All right, here's the next one, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's what I've turned down a little bit. There you go. Look at this. That's not 1 or 2 bikes, folks. That's hundreds. Thousands. And of course, each of the videos is coming in at different sound levels because it's being recorded on different mobiles, and people are right next to the sound. This is obviously somebody sitting in a bucky that's sitting away from the road, so the sound is lower. Unbelievable. Look at all those people pulled over out of respect. Oh, there goes the train. You guys remember about 10, 12 years ago when these idiots just started throwing, or 15 years ago, throwing people off the train to their deaths? No reason whatsoever. I don't know about you guys, but I find this to be absolutely amazing, phenomenal stuff. Let me look and see if some more videos have come in. Since, let's see which one's here. I forget where I left off at. Let's see if that one. Yeah, there we go. We'll get that one. All right. Good to go. Let me get some photos in here. I want to bring another photo in, folks. Let me turn that off. Okay. This is a good look one. This guy looks like a serious biker. He's pretty awesome. We may find this real quick for you guys. Where's he at? Where's that image at? There he is. Check out this dude. Yeah, look at that. Check him out. He looks pretty serious about what he's doing. I like that. Awesome. Look at that. That jacket's obviously been worn a while, those jeans. Yeah, saddlebags. Wait a second. Wait. Well, I'm confused. I'm very confused. He's got quite the deep, dark tan for an Afrikaner farmer. Well, wait a second. So maybe this issue is not one that only white Afrikaans-speaking South Africans are concerned about. Maybe Cyril, there are no farm murders in South Africa. Perhaps all South Africans are concerned about the horrific violence taking place in your country. Arrogance. Andrew with a K is at a rally in Cape Town. If anything comes from this protest, hopefully it gets attention in the national community. Well, folks, that's what I'm trying to do. We've just gone over 100 people watching this, many in South Africa, but also people from around the world. At the moment, not many in the U.S., of course, because it's 4:30 in the morning here. But people will watch the stream later in the day. And when people try to find this, doing a search term for a biker rally in South Africa, they're not going to find it on SABC or ENCA or anywhere like that. So hopefully they'll find this video and they will find this stream. So there you go, folks. Let me take a look and bring some other folks in. Louis Zede says, keep it up, Chris. Mainstream media caption only serve to push the rhetoric, propaganda, agenda to divide and play the South African people against each other to maintain their cock status quo. I agree. Absolutely. Yeah, please smash the like button, folks. Come on. If nothing for else, the fact that I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do this stream. Oh, excuse me. All right, let me get some more video in here. Add some more here. All right, this is, I don't know about you guys. It's a lot of work for me, but I don't mind. It's pretty cool. I could do 16 on this one, okay. And let me get some more video in here. What's the next one here? Let's go with this one here. Now, I'm going to have a few out of sequence because I added them from ones that I missed earlier. In front of me in the building. Check it out.
Al is dit 'n klein handjievol mense wat hier naby staan, moet ek sê dis 'n ongelooflike atmosfeer met die geluide van die motorfietsse.
All right, folks, now I have an exclusive. You won't see this on ENCA. You won't see it on SABC. You won't see it anywhere else. You'll see it right here in Chris White Africa. Our own field reporter, the intrepid Erica, is on the scene in Durban. So this footage is from Erica, ladies and gentlemen. How cool is that? This is why I haven't abandoned my channel, because of this love for the country by folks and the sense of community right here in Chris White Africa. These videos, where are they at now? Okay, now I'm confused. Oh, here we go. These are videos from Erica in Durban.
Magistrates Court. bikers from all over the place.
Some amazing bikes.
Yeah, this is Colin. He gave me the ride.
Hi.
It's gonna go all over the world, Colin. Thank you very much, eh?
My pleasure.
Apologies for the shouting. I don't have a loudspeaker. Anybody with a front flag, something you want to put up, raise that fist up there. You can't see where I'm pointing. You can't jump. There you go. That's fine. Alright. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
The only problem with that video, folks, I have to say is to Erica, please, listen, Erica, kan je Engels praten alsjeblieft? Kan je Engels praten alsjeblieft? Obviously, she's speaking English. All right, so Erica, of course, is speaking English. She's doing great. All right, let's get Erica up on the next one here. Another video from Erica. So our intrepid road reporter, Erica. Here's the second one. Whoops. That one disappeared. What happened there? Sorry about that, folks. That one went away. Let's try that again. There we go. I guess that was a media fail. That's why it acted funny. All right, Erica, we're going to have to take that out of your pay. We're going to dock Erica's pay for that one. All right, here's the next one. Since she's getting paid nothing, it won't cost me much. Of course, let's not lose sight of what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen. The horrific violence on South African farms, the murder of innocent men, women, and children that happens on nearly a daily basis in South Africa. Thousands have been slaughtered while the government of South Africa denies the reality around them. Of course, you have a situation here in which the captured media are doing nothing about this. By the way, folks, if my camera goes off at some point, don't panic. Zoom will boot me out because I don't have someone calling in. I kept Zoom open in case anybody from there wants to call into me and talk to me about this. So, yeah, folks, we have 125 in the stream right now. Thank you so much. Bye, donkey. Really appreciate folks tuning in right now. So let me, I've got to turn some of these videos off so they don't pop on suddenly here. Let me add the next one here, folks. This one should be also from Erica. I've got like 4 that she sent straight away. So hopefully her phone doesn't get full and she has to start deleting things. Okay, here we go. This is the next one from Erica.
So here we are. Durban Magistrates Court. And we're starting to put things on the fence. Not farmer tax. Yes.
Joking, some of those ladies look mean as hell. Gregory Fouché says, Chris, I like your accent. Which accent is that? I'm an American. Or did you mean an Afrikaans? No, an Afrikaans. I have to say, maar ek praat nie Afrikaans nie. Nezzy Wildner's here. Good to see you again, Nezzy. Of course, we're excited about this, but this is quite a somber event, honestly, folks. But there is some brotherhood, some fraternity going on here among South Africans. This This is in Durban. Those who are just tuning in, this is Chris Wine Africa, Daba Africa channel. I'm Chris from Central Pennsylvania, and one of the few media outlets on the planet taking the time to bring the bikers against racism, or farm murders and racism in South Africa, as this event is ignored wholesale by the captured media in South Africa and around the world, ladies and gentlemen. But until they silence this voice, I will not ignore this topic or fail to report on it. Whoops, that's upside down. I don't know what's going on there. I'll let you watch that while I download some other videos. That's entertaining. All right, I got a couple really good ones coming up, folks. You're going to like these coming up. This is from the bike angle, one of them. If I can get a download here. Also, someone commenting on events.
Sy albei de Klerk vanaf die Unie gebou vir Boer Media. Soos julle kan sien is hier al 'n groot klomp fietsse bymekaar en die manne kom nog een strook aan hier in die pad af. En alles is ordelik en almal gedra hulle en daar's 'n gemoedelike atmosfeer wat heers alhoewel ons.
All right, not sure what happened there. Now I'm hearing a video. I don't know if that's that one or okay, it was that one. Sorry if I turned off, folks, but the upside down is probably giving some of us vertigo. So let me just go ahead and bring in some of these others now. As I said, this is not perfect. It's not rocket science. We're doing the best we can without a professional media studio here. So those were from Erica that you saw. Now check this one out, ladies and gentlemen. This is right off the bike. You're going to love this one. Coffin on the back of the bike. That was pretty awesome, eh? You guys like that one? Whew, that was something else. All right, let's move on to the next one here very quickly. This you're watching, folks, is history being made, history being ignored by the captured media in South Africa.
Ek sê seker of julle my kan hoor nie, maar die motorfietsse se geraas is ongelooflik en die bome hou die klank nog ekstra vas. So as julle my nie kan hoor nie, dan moet julle 'n tolk kry. Dis 'n ongelooflike energie wat vandag hier vrygelaat word in 'n poging of in 'n ongelooflike poging om die bewusmaking van plaasmoorde en veral ook rasisme teenoor klein minderheidsgroepe. En julle kan sien ook sarsies van motorfietsse wat nader kom en dit word nogal baie goed gereguleer. Hulle kom in sarsies sodat die motoriste het ook nog geleentheid om verby te kan kom. Ek gaan net so af by die straat afstap en julle net wys wat aan die onderkant plaasvind waar die motorfietsse nog die hele tyd vandaan kom. En dit is aan mekaar 50 km roete wat hulle vandag hierso ry. Dis mense wat baie is vlaggies, hier is kruise. Dit is 'n fenominale dag hierso. Die wat hier is en julle mis 'n energie wat onbeskryflik is. En die reuk van motorfietsse, dis baie, dis amper so naby soos 'n beeskraal se reuk.
Wow, folks, amazing. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Ronaldo Jos is in the house. Ronaldo says that a mass amount of bikers in the parking area where his ward office is located. I believe there's at least 500 people there. He would be there, but they have a provincial congress today for the DA. Well, that's bad timing, Democratic Alliance. No, but seriously, folks, you're listening to Chris Wide Africa on the Daba Africa channel. Other than Boer Media broadcasting this, the captured media in South Africa and around the world are completely ignoring this event. Thank you for tuning in this morning. For me, it's approaching 5 o'clock in the morning. At noon, the bikers will be gathering at the Union Buildings in Pretoria. For those who've ever been to Pretoria, in that part of the town out around Hatfield, quite amazing, massive buildings produced there, lovely constructed site. They'll be gathering to protest. We've already shown a video, an interview from Boer Media with the San, the Bosman, who were there, the indigenous inhabitants of South Africa, ignored by the government of South Africa because, of course, for the African National Congress to recognize the original inhabitants of South Africa would shatter the lie and myth that the Bantu have been there forever. No, they are colonizers and settlers just like Europeans. Oh, shocker. Anyway, folks, let's get to the next video. Let me add that in. Welcome to everybody who's come in this morning. Thank you all so much for joining me here on Chris Wide Africa. As I said, this is not a studio production. I'm doing the best I can. I'm adding clips as they come in from the bikers themselves and those in the crowd who are part of this group. Let me see. Did I showed you that? Wow, ladies and gentlemen, General Del Rey, die Leon von die West-Transvaal. Wow, 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 wow. Book from Blerk, folks. Book from Blerk right there. Wow. I'll risk the copyright claim. Listen, so Terrence Lowry says, hi, Colonel Chris. Thank you for sharing this across the world and giving it airtime. Salute. You're most welcome. Cheryl Polar says, De La Rey. Ooh, nice. Indeed, indeed, indeed. All right, let me get the next one in here, folks. And I'm going to have to look for the next batch of videos. They're coming in every moment, and they're filling up my box. This is really amazing of folks who are doing their part to make sure that the world can see this by sharing these videos with us from their mobiles, who are at the, let me see. Here's the next one. Ready, folks? Wow, that is a lot of motorcycles. By the way, I did catch the dissing on Harleys. I take offense to that. Harley Davidsons are manufactured 20 minutes from my house. Knock it off. I'm just kidding. Not kidding about the Harley Davidsons. We have a Harley Davidson factory just down the road in York, Pennsylvania, about 20, 25 minutes from where I live, and they do produce Harleys there. Yeah, so anyway, that's the ones I have. Let me get up another image here. Get a picture to bring in. I brought in the Bosman before as a beautiful image. And let's just do this. Okay. Let me find another one here. All right, folks. Here you go. What's a good one here? Okay. This one looks good. There you go. No farmer, no food, no work, zero future. Against racism, plus mod, against farm murder. Look at that. That's the, folks, Yako Fundameva just gave a super chat at 35 Rand. I don't know if your super chat's going to show up, Yako, so I'll mention it here. Baya donkey. Okay, Lebois. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate it. Let me go back and look for some more videos now. Oh, there's some cool images here. Let me download some of these images. Anyway, folks, we're in the midst now, about an hour into the Bikers Against Racism, against farm murders and racism. Excuse me, I keep reverting automatically to that. But the proper title is Bikers Against Farm Murders and Racism in South Africa. Huge rally, motorcycle riders trying to bring attention to the sad phenomena of farm murders in South Africa. So I'm downloading videos, so my apologies if I'm a little slow here because they're coming in. And, wow. Okay. Now, this, of course, is all legal. It was all coordinated. It's in cooperation with law enforcement. So I don't know how this will be portrayed in the media when they're forced to report that the event occurred. They'll probably play little games here. Okay, this is the guy from Boer Media again. He's moved around. So I got another clip of that coming up. Okay. Man, there are a lot of bikers out there, folks, and they are all traveling around Pretoria right now. Yep. So another super chat has just come in. I'll get to that in just a moment. I'm not ignoring it. Wow. You got to respect this, folks. When cities in California were inundated and assaulted by these Antifa thugs and Black Lives Matter, bikers, Hells Angels, and others came out and defended cities in small towns in California. You got to appreciate that and love it. Whatever you think of bikers, it's a great community of people. Lots of good people. So here we go. Let's get this one down. It takes a moment here because there's a lot of data coming in. Right. So people gathering around. And some of these, of course, will be out of sequence now. Some of them are before it started because people are loading it up after they've driven around. Wow. Okay. There's some awesome photos here, folks. And once again, putting to rest this nonsense about only white South Africans, which I'm so sick of these lies. Here's an awesome poster. I got a lot of good photos coming up, so bear with me, folks. I mean, there's so much content here I'm downloading. I'm trying to get as much as I can. Oh, whoa, that's a massive. This one I got to get. I got a photograph here of thousands of people now gathered. Just unbelievable. All right, let me jump ahead. Yeah, somebody did a big data dump here, and it all came in at once. So let me get some of this up here. Come on, there we go. Oh, this is from an overpass. You can see all these people driving around. All right, so here we go. So that's that other super chat that came in. Let me get to that. Was from Deborah Olivier, or as I call her, Deborah Labaskakni. 140 super round. Thank you so much for that, Deborah. Really appreciate it. What good point did Catherine have? If the DA really do support the fight against farm murders, surely they can take 10 minutes off to show support to what's going on right on their doorstep. Just asking. Ronaldo Host, if you're still here, you go to your party Congress. If you haven't got this already planned, whisper in the ear of the people in charge to take a few minutes to show solidarity. Step outside and do some footage of that and share it with us. That'd be awesome. Not to put Ronaldo on the spot, but he's the only DA politician I know since all the rest don't return my messages. Did you show those pictures because we only saw the banner you showed? No, I didn't show the pictures, Cobus. I was downloading them all. Again, folks, there's a lot involved here. It doesn't just like, here, let me push this button and it comes up. No, I've got to download them off of my connection. Then I'm getting a feed directly through WhatsApp, save them, then upload them, and try to make sure I don't do duplicate stuff. So it's not a simple task, folks. So let me go ahead and get a video in here. Get some more videos. Just so you know, that's what's going on. Oops, that's not what I want. Well, that's not right. Sorry. Okay, let's do this. Okay, 27. I'm just numbering these as I go along, adding them in. I'm going to have so much stuff in my browser when I'm not in my browser. All right, so we got that one. Okay, here's the next one. Let's start with this video right here. Oh, we already saw that one. All right, sorry about that. Okay, that's what happens when you've got so many of them, and they're coming up small on me, so I've got to be careful. Okay. Okay, let me add this one. Now I know where I'm at in my queue, which one's next. So here we go. Another interview, or another, not interview, but report.
As julle my kan hoor hier agter my, kan julle sien dis die kruising net onder die Unie gebou. Dis die laaste kruising voordat hulle bo uitkom, en daar kan julle sien Elchurn se manne het regtig waar harde dag vandag om al hierdie verkeer te geleer. Julle kan sien dit is 'n Saterdag, maar al is dit Saterdag, net die karre staan nog steeds bond. Ons kyk of ek so kan stap en dit wys hoe lyk dit. Dis die onderkant waar hulle op pad boontoe is. Daar kan jy sien hoe die motorfietsse opgaan teen die bulp daar in die gebou toe. En die energie, die samesyn vir plaaswoorde en ook vir rasisme in Suid-Afrika om die regering te dwing om sy oor oop te maak en om sy blindheid bietjie, hy skille van die oë af te haal.
Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Dis amper soos 'n knots and crosses hierso. Nou is dit die karre se beurt en dan is dit die motorfiets se beurt en dan weer die karre. Maar ek wil amper myself sê volgende naweek die 5de September kan ek nie wag om te sien hoe hierdie karre optog gaan plaasvind. As ek nou net kyk hoe die karre hierso wat net gewag het om hulle beurt af te staan. Hier gaan ons maar weer. Wat gaan ons?
Well, folks, that's pretty awesome. That's from Boer Media, who are out on the scene. Thank you. Penny has given a super chat, 250 Rand, to our colonel who stood in for ENCA and SABC. Hugs. Wow, Penny. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Penny. Wow. Penny. 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 So Bernard Johnson says Alcher is showing up to help. Yeah. Ronaldo says, talking to the Wizard, just say you hate the DA for no reason other than we're pissed off for whatever reason. Yeah. Sadiq Crichton is here. Welcome. Nothing makes ANC nervous unless it's their so-called people. All 50 million of them, right, Sadiq? The 50 million. Okay. So Ronaldo had another, what did he say? Thanks. He is, and we are. We have always stood against it, and we have been vocal. Don't let people fool you into saying we don't, and we haven't. Yes, I don't deny that. The Democratic Alliance has spoken out about farm murders for many years. In fact, that is a true statement. But the problem is that the media doesn't cover it, and it disappears from the attention now and then. And so some people think that the Democratic Alliance has not been focused on it. For instance, of course, the Freedom Front Plus is very concerned about farm murders, but where are they at today as well? Hopefully they're doing something. Later today on my channel at 6 p.m., I'll have Dr. Corne Mulder, who's the number 2 in the Freedom Front Plus party, the chief whip in Parliament, the longest serving parliamentarian in South Africa at the moment, having served since before the end of apartheid with the Freedom Front, and then later with the Freedom Front Plus. And by the way, folks, I'm listening to myself about 3 seconds behind through my earpiece, and this is very difficult to do as I talk and narrate and listen to Chris 3 seconds ago. It's like I'm with Sherman and Mr. Peabody in the Wayback Machine on my phone. But anyway, as the joking atheist says here, as a famous floor trucker once said, "United in blood we rise." Louis Trichat. Yep, in fact. Yep. All right. Sounds like a plan. What did Sentinel Project say? What did I miss there? Could you fit a collar camera to Carter and let him loose? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Ronaldo, if you do that, you need to give me the footage, man. Send it to me on WhatsApp. I'll give you credit. By the way, folks, this is in Limpopo. Let me find these photographs. I'm not bringing you just coverage from the union buildings in Pretoria and around Pretoria, but also from around the country. Our own Erica is out in Durban sending us images, and these are from someone else in Limpopo. So let me get these pictures that just came up from this overpass. Check this out, folks. This is happening around the country in South Africa at this very moment. That is in Limpopo. And look at all those motorcycles, folks. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Ronaldo says, I have award committee members there. They are recording it now and will send shortly. Yeah, amazing stuff, folks. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Let's see what else we've got here. If we've got any more video coming in. I do not have any more at the moment. I have more video downloaded, but I'm looking to see if more came in. Today's a big bike ride. Okay. People are mentioning this in one of the groups that I'm on, but there's not a video there. So let me get back to this. That's in Limpopo province, folks. Check it out. This is happening all over South Africa, ladies and gentlemen, and you're not seeing this on the captured media in South Africa. In other words, SABC, the government-owned outlet, or ENCA, it's simply not there. There will be coverage of it. We'll see disparaging remarks about this. We'll also see nonsense about how this is only Afrikaners who are concerned about this, when in fact it's all South Africans, ladies and gentlemen. We've already showed you the Bosman, the Bushmen, a bit ago, who are in Pretoria at the union buildings for 2 years, ignored by the African National Congress now. 2 years. So let me get another photo here, folks. There's some really cool images of folks. Here we go. Let me find She's looking kind of tough. Check out this biker, ladies and gentlemen. She's come to the game. She's ready. She is absolutely ready. Look at this. Wow. Yes, Endo says the Khoisan and the Indians support the protests against this. That's absolutely true. Let me turn some of these off again here. All right, here we go. So I get a few more images while we're doing this. We're now 1 hour into this, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Chris White Africa on the Indaba Africa channel here on YouTube. One of the few places you're actually getting an opportunity to see what's happening live in South Africa at this very moment as the mainstream media ignores the events in South Africa. Massive motorcycle riders, bike riders rally around Pretoria on a 50-kilometer loop, but not just in Pretoria, ladies and gentlemen. Also throughout the country, as we showed you photographs from Limpopo province. And our intrepid reporter, Erica, who's in Durban, has brought us video as well of the events there. These are the crosses that are being placed all over. This is on a road sign in memory of all the farmers brutally murdered since 1994. A few more images I'm going to bring up, folks, before I get back to getting some video in here. So, by the way, this is a really complicated process when you're trying to do this over and over again. Hopefully my software won't fail on me at some point. Hopefully we can get through to noon without any problems. Check out these folks. There you go. All right, there you go. Let me slide over here. Look at that. Wow. Okay. Okay, and notice it's slowing down there. So hopefully what I'm going to do is have to go back and delete a lot of these things. All right, folks. Who's next? All right. Oh, here's a cool photo. You're going to like this one. Check this out. Check that out. Okay, to make sure my volume's down so I don't. Oh, wait a second. Why did... Oh, because I leaned forward into the mic? Is that why it got much louder? Nope. Something odd's going with my volume. Nope. Okay, so I just turned my volume down because I'm going to delete some things here, and I don't want you guys to hear that. Yeah, otherwise it gets really loud because there's just too many things in the stream here, so I got to delete them. There you go. You're going to hear a bunch of clicking right now, but check out these guys. They're pretty cool, huh? Just trying to delete a bunch of these before I get too much crap in here and it doesn't want to work well. If I can delete a bunch of them at once. There we go. Oh yeah, that'll work. I don't have to do 30 at one time. Already shown you guys over 30 videos and photographs, just so you're wondering there what I'm doing. Cool. All right, so those are out of there now. Let's delete those. Okay, all right, cool. Let's get back to... take these out. And now that I've shown you that photo, let's go ahead and get some more videos back in here. Okay. All right, folks. Let me see. Okay, now it's acting up on me. I knew it. That's what I was worried about. Okay. It's not letting me add things. Oh, come on. This is what I was worried about. Okay. Let me do this, come back to it. Okay, bring my software back up and see if I can add in now. No, it's not letting me add things. My software is acting up now. I knew that was going to happen at some point. I was trying to avoid it. Ah, my goodness. What is going on here? Okay. No, it won't let me do it. That's a shame. Anyway, well, that's going to be frustrating if I try to add new things. Oh, here we go. It's there. It's just way behind. Okay. All right, here we go, folks. Wow. Okay, let's go. I'll start with 35. Okay, add a source. Okay. Let's get another video up here. This one I don't think I've done yet. Wow, that's something else. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an exclusive for you now, assuming this thing will let me add another video. If I can get this to come up. Come on. Oh, this is very irritating. My Streamlabs is not cooperating. There we go. It's very slow. Must be using a lot of RAM. Okay, this is an exclusive right here on Chris Wyatt Africa. This is a video, I would guess, from Nelson Mandela Bay, Port Elizabeth. This is from our other intrepid field reporter, the one, the only, Ronaldo Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, here you go. Well, where's it at? Oh my goodness. I guess I've taxed out the capacity of Streamlabs. What's the deal here? Okay, well, look at that. Promised and not delivered. That's disappointing. Where the heck is it at? What is going on here? Oh, jeez. I'm going to have to try it again. Sorry, Ronaldo. Okay. Here we go. There we go. This is from Ronaldo.
Right, there we go. The whole beachfront is stacked out with bikes.
Wow, folks, that is a lot of bikers. A lot of bikers. Thank you for that one, Ronaldo. Appreciate you sending it in. That is quite a few. Let me see what else we got here. Ronaldo said he sent a couple. I only had the one. Let me see if any more came in. Okay. Oh, Ronaldo has sent quite a few now. Let me see what we got here. Let me get this down here. What's this one look like? Oh, yeah, this is a good one. We download this one really quickly. Okay, look at this. So I'm getting live feeds from Pretoria, from Nelson Mandela Bay, from Limpopo, from Durban. Guys, it's awesome. Thank you all so much. I appreciate people sharing. Really do appreciate it. It really is incredible. This is something else. Some more. Okay, cool. Let me get these in. All right. My channel has gone quiet from Pretoria. Hopefully it'll pick up again. All right. Ronaldo says these videos are recorded literally from his ward office parking lot, so don't say the DA doesn't care. Okay, Ronaldo, we got it. I've covered the DA caring. But thanks for taking the time to send us these. Okay. Yeah, this is an incredibly sensitive topic, folks. Whether people cover it or don't cover it, it's always interesting. Okay, that's the same one twice, so let me show you this one. Here we go. Oh my God, look at all of those bikers. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Well, we can't go to rugby matches, but bikers can sure show up in force. This is awesome. Gina DeVette says, Chris Wyatt, you're a true South African. We must have your identity checked. Thank you for all the support you're doing. Wow, wow. Folks, unbelievable. That, of course, is Nelson Mandela Bay. Thank you, Ronaldo, for that. We've got some more footage coming in from Ronaldo. Here we go. 40. Let's go with that one. Let me get this one. The other link is dried up. I think people have stopped. That's the same video. Somehow I'm downloading the same video a couple of times. This is a different one. There you go.
you can see, as far as the eye can see, it's just motorbikes, motor trikes. Everybody's starting to plant their crosses. I'll move closer.
Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all of these motorcyclists. The ANC is going to lose its mind over COVID-19 on this one. Cosmic Surfer says, awesome stuff. Bikers rock. Catherine Piper makes a very interesting point. So unusual to see so many people together in one place without any rioting or looting taking place.
The bikes from higher up, if I can.
Rudy says who's going to ask him to wear a mask. Look at all those people. Mensa. Mein Gott. Das ist ja kaum zu glauben. Viele, viele Leute. Tausende von Leute. Wow. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me do the next one here. 41. I'm back to Pretoria, ladies and gentlemen, with these next videos. Where are they at? Okay, this is in Pretoria. Check this out. Here we go. This is a good one.
Lekker boys! Afvatay, op julle, lief vir julle.
Dafatay! It's awesome. What is it? Lazon said that's half of Port Elizabeth. It might just be. Okay, folks, we're back to Ramkat. I'll put his video up. Here we go. Let me get Ramkat. Here you go.
Mense, ons is nou nie ver van Unie geboue af nie en hier's geweldig baie motorfietsse. Dis 'n riem onder die hart om te sien hoeveel van die motorfietsryers in Suid-Afrika waaragtig hand opgesteek het en vir ons boere ry vandag. En ek wil dit vir elke landbouer sê wat dalk na hierdie video kyk vandag, elke boer, weet ons is diep lief vir julle en elke biker het al vroeg opgestaan vanoggend vir julle. Hier's paas met hulle kinders op die motorfietsse, hier's mans met hulle vrouens, met hulle lewensmaats en ek wil weer en elkeen sê baie dankie. Ons is nou pad Unie geboue toe. Seker nog so 20 minute van die Unie geboue af. Maar dis net wow, dis absoluut wow. Hier is 'n pa en 'n seun op 'n bike gou vir julle wys. Dan vat hy.
Well, folks, you don't have to speak Afrikaans to get that. Wow, absolutely wow. And of course, you heard once again, Dafatai. So, all right, folks, we got a few more here. We're now an hour and 15 minutes into this event around South Africa, taking place all around the country. But of course, the focus is on the Union buildings in Pretoria, where the Indigenous Khoi and San have been hanging out for 2 years trying to get the attention of the tone-deaf African National Congress. All right, let me get some more videos. So this one's for Ramkat again.
Kyk, die Unie gebou is nou voor ons. En ons begin inkom en inbeweeg. Ek wil net hier opstaan.
Just turn your head sideways. Very impressive. All right, okay. My next story now. So let me give you another video that's not sideways. This should be interesting when I have Dr. Corné Mulder on later today. We'll talk about that with Dr. Corné Mulder from the Freedom Front Plus. Looking forward to that. All right, here you go. This is not a sideways. This is head on. South Africans gathered to fight against plus more farm murders and racism. And they're not alone, ladies and gentlemen. I've got something to show you here. This is also showing up, and I don't know if this is just glomming onto it, or it's an effort to change the message, but given that it's a real issue, I'm not going to have a beef about it. But let me find this very quickly. Where are they at? Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. These young ladies are out. Enough is enough. Stop gender-based violence. Women's rights are human rights. Yeah, agreed. No dispute whatsoever with that statement. Look at that, folks. South Africa right there. Okay, let's see what we got next coming up. You're listening to Chris Wide Africa on the Indaba Africa channel, folks. We are covering events in South Africa live this morning. It is now 5:19 in the morning here on the east coast of the United States. If you're just getting up on a Saturday, good morning to you. Those of you in South Africa and Botswana, you've been up for hours. Here you go. This is pretty cool. I saw this earlier. I thought I'd share this with you guys. Check that out. Stop Farm Murders. Bikers United Against Farm Murders and Racism. That's awesome. There's the logo, of course. You got the motorcycle chain that runs around. There you go. Runs around there. All right. Let me get the next one here. All right. Swearim DJ says, good morning. Good morning to you, Swearim DJ. Okay. You're hearing lots of clicking. As I've told the folks who've been here with us since the outset, I am doing this live. There is no rehearsal. This is adding things as we go. Check out all these bikes, folks. Here we go. Good Lord. Good Lord. Look at all those folks. That's unbelievable. Irudi says, South Africans are peaceful people. Don't rub them the wrong way. Yeah. What do we see here, folks? Do we see rioting? Do we see people being beaten in the streets? Do we see looting? No, we do not. We see lawful, peaceful assembly by law-abiding South Africans. By the way, as a couple people have mentioned, bear in mind that for motorcycles, it's a very expensive habit to have. It costs a lot of money to have a motorcycle in South Africa. A lot of these are small business owners themselves and or farmers, and they are out doing this sort of thing to draw attention to this critical issue. All right, I got to close that first. Let me get that off. Let me get a video here. I think I've got another video for you guys. Let's see. Here we go. All right. The next one. So I've already shown you over 50 videos and photographs. What else we got here? I don't think I've got anything that's come in recently. I had the ones from Ronaldo earlier. Here, let me show this from earlier when people were getting set up. Oh, that's upside down. Sorry about that.
Een van die motorfietsklubs wat ook aan hierdie
Folks, when you use your mobile phone, use them properly.
Plaasmoorde is die Wing Riders. Sien jy hulle pragtige wapen hier agter op Tini se rug. Tini, kan ek gou met jou gesels? As hy sê gou vir my, hoekom neem jy deel aan vandag se optog?
Jong, dit is eintlik baie belangrik om aan deel te neem. Ek meen hierdie plaasmoorde is erg hoor en dit word net erger. As ons nou iets doen omtrent dit, dan glo ek nie daai goed gaan stop nie, maar ek is seker daarvan die boerenasie is nou dik vir hierdie gemors hoor. En dit is hoekom ons hierdie optog doen vandag.
As hy baie dankie Tini. Ek sien jou vrou het ook saam gery. Jammer, ek het nou jou naam vergeet.
Joanne.
As hy Joanne en ondersteun jy, het jy iets om by te voeg by wat Tini gesê het?
Ek ondersteun dit ten volle.
Ons sê vir julle baie dankie vandag en mag julle veilig wees op die pad.
Baie dankie hoor. Dankie hoor.
Yes, we know the video was upside down. We know the video was upside down, folks. Not much I can do about that. Okay, so let me just take out some of these so I can get back here. Penny says that's better. I can see. That's funny. Listen, folks, the people must be riding around not able to take as many photographs right now because the videos have slowed down for them. What I'm going to do is, let me go back. I want to show this one again. This was from the Khoi earlier. I'm going to show this again. Yeah, from all angles, exactly. Here we go. This is the Khoi, the Khoisan.
Goeiemôre julle, Angelique Schlebushi van Boer Media. Met ons hier het ons die Chief Isaac. Isaac, as jy net vir ons kan vertel. Van waar af kom julle?
Ons is hier van Johannesburg, maar die ander is van dwars oor die land. Verskillende dele van die land, maar ons het 'n netwerk waar ons altyd by mekaar kom en met mekaar skakel.
En hoe laat het julle vanoggend al vertrek om hier te wees?
Ons het vanoggend omtrent so teen 5:30 vertrek. Van die beginpunt af en verskillende punte af, van die verskillende lede opgetel voordat ons almal hier kan wees.
En ek neem aan julle het 'n baie veilige rit gehad sover tot hier?
Ja, nee, ons het 'n baie veilige rit gehad.
En hoekom neem julle deel aan hierdie optog?
Ons neem deel aan hierdie optog omdat ons glo in een principle in die lewe en dit is die common heritage of humankind. En sover wat ons gesien het in hierdie land gebeur, is dit baie ver van daai een principle wat vir ons eintlik almal saam moet laat lewe het, omdat ons weet ons almal is mense eerste voordat ons verskillende rasse is. En dit is een van die redes hoekom ons ook die Narama Foundation gestig het. En net vir inligtingshalwe, Narama is die oorspronklike naam van hierdie geografiese gebied wat vandag bekend staan as Suid-Afrika of Suider-Afrika. En dit is nie ou Khoisan taal. Dit is hoekom ons die Narama Foundation gestig het. En ons werk eksklusief op die prinsip van the common heritage of humankind, that we all are the same.
Sê vir my, dink jy dat die volgende naweek se optog met die voertuie, die trekkers en die trokke net so suksesvol gaan wees as hierdie optog met die motorfietsse?
Ek vermoed dit sal wees, want ek dink hier word 'n baie sterk boodskap vandag uitgestuur. Nie net aan hierdie land nie, maar ook aan die wêreld.
Sal julle ook deelneem aan volgende naweek se optog?
Dit sal ons bespreek en ons sal as ons weet wie organiseer is, sal ons met hulle in kontak probeer kom en ons sal sorg dat ons daar wees.
Sê maar, ek sien julle het julle ramsporing sê, kan julle dit blaas?
Ja, ramsporing.
Ramsporing word nie net geblaas enige tyd nie. En enige kultuurbeweging wat ons maak, word nie net enige tyd geperform nie. So die ene is nie om te blaas nie, die ene is om boel te brand. So as het nog nie boel begin brand nie, want hoekom ons het nie geweet wanneer gaan die ding afspeel. Elke horing het sy eie shape, elke horing het sy eie doel. So die enetjie is vir boel brand. Die enetjie is vir suiwerheidsbehandeling om te sê nee, ons kom in vrede in. Dan kry jy die gemsbok enetjie. Die gemsbok enetjie, meeste manne dra hom wat jag. Ons het verskillend.
Okay, so wat se enetjie blaas nou?
Hy lyk soos die ene, maar hy's 'n groter ene.
Okay, so jy het glad nie een hier vandag
wat blaas. Nee,
blaas.
die ene gebring nie, ons sal in die volgende enetjie sal ek ene bring.
Okay. Baie dankie vir julle tyd. En baie dankie vir julle deelname. Nee, is ek Angelique terug na Boer Media. Atelier.
En ons sal groet en sê kyk toe. Dit is gaan in vrede en ons taal.
Baie dankie.
There you are, folks, the original inhabitants of Southern Africa, the Khoisan peoples, camped out outside the Union buildings in Pretoria, where the ruling African National Congress has ignored them for 2 years. Shocking, disappointing, sad. But of course, admitting their presence or their claim to be the indigenous people of South Africa would shatter the myth and lies that the Bantu were there, when actually the Bantu themselves, like Europeans, are settlers and colonizers. In your grave, Robert Gabriel Mugabe, I hope that you are listening to reality and facts, because you know you were a liar your entire life. All right, folks, there you go. Let's see if anything else came in. Let's see. What else is going on here? All right. Lezan, do you mind if I share this photograph? Can I share that photograph? Lezan sent me a photograph, which is awesome. If I can, I'll share the photograph, but I'm not going to do it without your permission because we didn't discuss that ahead of time. Anyway, let me bring in some more images here. I've got some images I can show you guys. The Citizen Guardian's here. Well, good morning. It's about time you woke up. Boy, these survivalists, man, they sleep in a lot. Just tease the Citizen Guardian. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Here we go. Look at that, folks. Did I show that one already? Anyway, she said yes. Did she say yes? I don't see. Where did she say yes? Oh, no problem. Okay, cool. All right, look at that. Okay, so hang on. Okay, let me do that. All right, Lezan said I could share the photograph. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not from the bikers. This one is from Lezan, our own Lezan. So check this out. This is with interest. Apparently, Chris White Africa appeals not only to Homo sapiens, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, it also appeals to, hang on a second, check this out, not just Homo sapiens, but canines as well. Look at that. Hang on, I got to make it smaller. This is good quality film she sent in there. Look at this. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Lezan's dog is watching Chris White Africa. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Lezan. It's my plaisir to show this. Oh my goodness, check it out. Wow, that's amazing. I'll leave that one up there for a moment and I'll see if anything else has come in. Amazing. Wow. Wow. Anyway. Okay, we got a photo coming in here. So, cool. I'm going to put another photo up here. Yeah, the videos are coming in a bit slower now. Like I said, I think people are very busy as this goes on. So let me add a photograph in here, folks. Folks, you're listening to Chris White Africa on the Indaba Africa channel here on YouTube. I'm Chris, and no, I'm not in South Africa. And no, this is not a South African accent, in case you're having trouble with that. It is actually a Midwestern United States accent. That's right. Even though I'm from Merlin, Maryland, this is a Midwestern accent. Okay, there you go. There you go. Check out this young man. Max Pretoria. Okay, cool. For those who don't understand what's going on, what you're watching is a protest against farm murders or plasmoord and racism in South Africa. This is an event with motorcycle riders from around the country. As you can see, lots of white, colored, and Indian South Africans out protesting, some black South Africans with them, against the government's inaction in the face of horrific violence against rural communities in South Africa. And this is involving likely as many as 5,000 or more motorcycle riders around the country. And these photographs are coming in from all over, this particular one from the Pretoria area. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's a 50-kilometer loop around Pretoria, and the motorcyclists are riding around that loop. And at 12 o'clock, which will be in about 28 minutes, they're supposed to assemble in front of the union buildings in South Africa, the seat of the government, and then they're going to be there to protest. We've also shown footage of the Khoisan, the indigenous peoples of South Africa, who've been protesting in front of the union buildings for 2 years. 2 years, ladies and gentlemen, with no attention from the ruling African National Congress. I've also shown you footage from Durban, courtesy of our intrepid reporter, Erica, who's out on the street recording videos for us, and the one, the only, Ronaldo Jos from Port Elizabeth, Nelson Mandela Bay as well, and photographs from others who have been sending it to me from Limpopo and around the country. So I think Hendo says, South Africa's never seen so many bikers across the country in one day. Yeah, it probably is. Oh, now ENCA is broadcasting this story. Well, welcome to the story 90 minutes after it began there, ENCA. I guess they found out that Chris White Africa has a larger audience than ENCA this morning, so they decided to cover it. Yako says, winter is over here in the Lowveld. Bush scorching 36 degrees today. Ouch, that's too warm for me. But apparently, according to Valcom, Cape Town is still freezing. Ooh. All right, so I'm getting, got more video. What's this one here? Okay, this should be good. This is from Dennis. Let me get that. Okay, I'll show that video and let me download a couple more images here. Yeah, these are, okay, this is in front of the Union buildings now. So that's where that gentleman was standing now. I can see the picture a little bit better. These are some of the images in front of the Union buildings, but I've got a video to come up here in just a moment. Okay, folks, let me get rid of this. Okay, so I'm up to 53, I think it is. It's actually more than that because I renumbered them. But let me add in one here. Okay, media source. Okay. Right, I do hope you're enjoying this, ladies and gentlemen. This coverage live of the bikers against farm murders and racism in South Africa. Okay, here have another video for you here. This one's a minute and a half long.
Motorfiets het nou begin parkering kry hierso. Jy kan sien daar's 'n ongelooflike klomp motorfietsse hier wat nou begin stop. En het intussen die Unie gebou se hekke toegemaak.
Union buildings behind them.
Bang die motorfietsse gaan daar in en gaan soek vir president Ramaphosa.
There's the Khoisan over there.
Julle kan sien die kruise begin nou oop hier. So hier is ongelooflik baie kruise wat hier neergesit word. Al hoe meer, al hoe meer, al hoe meer. En hier is die kartonboks waar hulle al die briewe in sit. Begin nou hier begin.
Daar's baie briewe op die kruisies geplak.
Ek sien ja. Een man het vir my sê baie van die briewe is sommer op die kruise geskryf self.
Ek wil hom daar gaan sit. Ek weet nie waar.
As ek hierdie kruise so deur gaan en ek sien die datums en ek sien die name ook dan.
Wow, there you go. About a minute and a half, folks. What's this saying? I'm trying to download some more images very quickly. Sorry about that. People are putting letters on the fence line at the Union buildings now. Notes to the president. Dear Mr. President, will you pray with me for our farmers? It's heartbreaking, folks. Heartbreaking. Yeah, this is a very serious, real issue. It's amazing to see the solidarity with the motorcycle riders out there, but this is a very serious situation and why they're out in the first place. It's quite horrific what's been happening in South Africa now for a couple of decades. Unbelievable. Truly sad how little the government cares about its own citizens. But as Cyril Ramaphosa himself has said, our 50 million, 50 million South Africans? It's closer to 60 million there, genius. Yikes. Unbelievable. Okay, so Cyril Ramaphosa. Yes. Those of you who had Ramaphoria, I cautioned you. Hey, Erica's in here. Erica says, hi, at Lords and Legends. We're going to be paying at 12. Excellent, excellent. Welcome, Erica. We've shown the footage you sent us. You haven't sent me any more, man. I'm going to have to fire you, Erica. I'm waiting for more footage. Yeah, exactly. Just kidding. Okay, so here we are. You can see this is clearly in front of the Union buildings in Pretoria, ladies and gentlemen. There's a sign right there, the Union buildings. Plus mod. Gatvol. Yep. Yes, alternative media mooring the fake mainstream media. Well, we're trying, folks. We're trying. Leon van Heerden is here. Good to see you. Miss Tukulela So even the canines have voices. Let them out of the farm attackers. Yeah, that's why Rhodesian Ridgebacks are awesome, folks. If you have a Rhodesian Ridgeback, they go after the bad guys. Amazing breed of dog. Not a dog person myself, but I had dogs in my youth because I lived on a farm. So I appreciate them. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Stand together before God for our nation that we've lost. Wat verloren, it looks like, which we're losing. That's awesome. Somebody drew that and put that on the fence line at the Union buildings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Stansam for Gott, wer Nazi, wat verloren. Yep. And we have a super sticker from Jaco van der Merwe. I didn't miss that. Let me get to that. They're not showing up for some reason, folks. Okay. Okay. More images here from the Union buildings now. As people gather, we're just 20 minutes away. So people will be gathering en masse around the Union buildings in Pretoria. This one's really big. I've got to shrink it down a little bit. There we go. There you go, folks. Okay. Stop plasmoord. Stop farm murders, ladies and gentlemen. Jaco van der Merwe gave a super sticker with a thumbs up, 14 Rand. Buy a donkey, Jaco. Appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Let me delete these so we don't get buried under images. All right, let me add the next one here. So, folks, I hope that you're finding it useful, or at least, I don't want to say entertaining. That's not the right word. But I hope you do find this informative and helpful for today. Informative and helpful, that's what I want to say. So, these are images from the Union buildings in Pretoria. Lizanne says, that pic is Tucker, my eldest male pup, and if Drian isn't home, he won't let other males in the house unless he first nips their ankles. Ek watch vir jou. Ek watch vir jou. That's brilliant. Yeah. Amazing stuff. All right. Cool beans. Here we go. We get some more images coming in, and then I'll check for videos here in a moment. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is live. This is unrehearsed. This is media coming in from the bikers themselves who are participating in this. Okay, here's some of the letters being placed on the fence line at the Union building in South Africa. Mr. President, we kindly request something to be done to stop farm murders urgently. Sentinel Projects is here. Cape Town authorities seem to be much more aggressive against bikers and smokers protests weeks ago than the Pretoria authorities. Why was this? Well, Cape Town is a strange town where the parliament's located at, and Pretoria is Boer country. It's the land of the Boer and the Tswana. So maybe that might explain some of it. I love Pretoria. It's my favorite part of South Africa. People look at me like I'm crazy, but there's a great vibe in Pretoria. The Tswana speakers, the Afrikaans speakers, just a wonderful part of South Africa. Here's another letter for the president. Dear Mr. President, we hereby ask that something be done to stop farm murders. Let's see if any more videos have come in. Okay, I don't see videos, but we've got, oh, here we go. Here's one. Okay. Oh, this is an iconic image. I'm going to have to download this one. This is awesome. You guys, it's coming up. Hang on, I'll get to you in a moment here. And here's another video. Let me download that one. Okay. Okay. And then there's some serious bikers here, man. I'm telling you, this guy coming up, you're going to love his beard. You like my beard, you're going to love his beard. You're going to love his beard. I'll tell you what a great community in South Africa you've got going there, ladies and gentlemen, with your motorcycle community. It's amazing. Thank them so much for their support today and for their love for farm murders and for other South Africans. It's brilliant. All right, let me go ahead and get this video in now. I've got another video to show you guys. Here we go. All right, so you're getting this with awards. By the way, I shouldn't be getting any copyright claims on this because none of this is copyrighted. Okay. Oh wait, did I show this one already? I think I showed that one. Yeah, I showed that one.
Okay, kom ek sê jy kan maar net vir my sê van waar jy sê en wat maak jy hierso?
Asai, goeiedag. Baie welkom hierso by die Unie gebou in Pretoria. My naam is Bees. Ek is president van Sting in die Oosrand Springs. Ons is hier vandag. Ons wil vir die regerende party wys. Vandag is bikers teen plaasmoorde. Ons is nie rasse wat saam gevaar, rasse haat daar nie. Ons het wit boere, swart boere, ons ondersteun hulle almal. Dit is hoekom ons sê is, hierdie mense hier binne kry hulle kos van daai boere wat so gemoor word. Dit moet stopgesit word.
Wees baie dankie hoor.
Well, there you go. Earlier, some folks were helping out with the translation because not everybody in the audience is an Afrikaans speaker. So if we get someone to help out with that again, it'd be much appreciated. I caught some of that, but not all of it, because I was busy downloading videos. It's kind of hard to listen to a fourth language that you know while you're busy doing this stuff. So let me go ahead and add in some more photographs that I've got coming in, folks, about this. Here's another letter for the president. Dear Mr. President, will you pray with me for our farmers? Karen says, it makes me feel pride in being South African. Haven't felt that in a while. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. And Miss Tukulela says, it's informative and stirring. I really appreciate how you as a non-South African are so dedicated to making the truth heard. Thank you, Chris. Well, it's my pleasure. I appreciate that you're grateful for that. I've been aware of this for 26 years, and I served in active duty in the military, and it wasn't my place to stand up like this and speak out like this. And of course, we didn't have social media back then. So with my retirement in October 2019, I can now tell my government what it should be doing, which was inappropriate as a serving officer, but as a private citizen, I can do that. Yep. So Valcom says, my husband is from Pretoria. I'm a Cape Townian. My mom was born in Zambia, raised in Rhodesia. They lost their farm, and dad was born in Namibia. Wow. Wow, that's something else. Hendo says, it's not a race thing. Support all farmers. We have black and white farmers. Indeed, black, white, colored Indian farmers. We know that. Apparently the government doesn't know it, though. All right, folks. Let me get that out of there. Let me add some more images we got coming in here. I don't know about you, but I find this to be fascinating and really heartwarming and stirring to see these folks do this. And the mainstream captured media virtually ignoring this. Okay, here, this is a cool one. Check out the sticker on that bike. There you go. Bikers United Against Farm Murders and Racism 2020. Look at that. Look at that. Awesome. Amazing. Now you're gonna like the next one, folks. This is the one I was chuckling about a couple minutes ago. This is an awesome photograph. Whether you're a biker or you're not, you'll have to appreciate this. This is unbelievable. You're gonna like this. Check this. This is brotherhood, fraternity, solidarity. Check it out. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Let me move it up. Check out those dudes on the run. That's an awesome photograph. I like that one a lot. That one's pretty cool. What about you guys? You like that? So Larsala says, I have many friends from Rhodesia. The children are South African, but without fail, the parents call themselves Rhodesian. Mokiki Ungre says, Biker also said the food that is eaten in the Union building is provided to them from our farmers. That's right. The farmers who they allow to be slaughtered are the ones feeding them. But no, you're mistaken, Mokiki. Let me take this off the screen for a second. I have to explain. No, let me clarify this. You see, farmers, who needs farmers? We get our food from pick and pay. That's right. Not made up, a statement from a government official in South Africa in the ANC. Farmers, we get our food from ShopRite. Wow. Total disconnect from reality. Carl Dunn says, thank you, Chris, for giving us some hope and something to be proud of. You guys should be proud of this. You should be absolutely proud of this, that South Africans standing up for farmers. It's about damn time that it gets some attention. That's right, Yako. They think the food comes from shops. What a bunch of idiots. God. Yeah, it does come from shops after it finds its way there from the sweat, toil, and labor of countless people who make it happen. And check out this dude. This is the guy with the beard I was talking about a couple minutes ago. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that beard. You think my beard is awesome? That's epic. That's in front of the Union buildings in South Africa, folks. Oh, got some more good footage coming in now. Let me see. Let me save this one here. Awesome. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Chris White Africa on the Indaba Africa channel. And no, that wasn't a mistake. I didn't name it Indaba Africa just by mistake. That was intentional. And you are watching coverage of the bikers against farm murders and racism road march in 2020. Yep, got some more coming in, folks. So let me get these back up there. Oh, who's this? Someone sent me a video. Oh, yeah, I already saw that. Okay, that's the advertisement for it. I already played that one. Oh, Erica's got more video for us, or more photos for us. Okay, let me get these saved really quickly. Can't ignore my field reporters. They're the ones actually bringing me the stuff. So let's get these images from Erica. Okay, folks. Wow. Let me see. She's got a lot of them that are similar. I'm trying to get something. Okay. There we go. Let's do that one. Okay, download. Cool. Okay, Erica, don't forget to do video. Okay, so got some more video. This guy's got an epic beard. I'm telling you, that's an amazing beard, ladies and gentlemen. We are now 13 minutes away from the top of the hour. Hopefully, people will be sending me some live footage as it happens at the top of the hour at 12 o'clock. All right, here we go. I'm going to add new video in here. Okay. Did we get this one already? I can't remember if we got this one. No, we played that one already. Here we go. Another sideways. Sorry, I had to turn off. My head's getting stiff there from turning sideways. Folks, that's not a loop. It goes on a bit longer, so I just took that off. Wow. Wow. That was from Limpopo. Wow. Unbelievable. All right, here's the next one. Let's get this.
Jy ry dan net af of jy op gesig gaan want ek gaan jou kan hoor nie.
Okay, ons is van Middelburg af. Ons ry vir die Model Guardians. Ons is vandag hier om te represent. Ons staan teen plaasmoorde en ek wens dat hulle vir ons hoor en dit stop want dit raak nou te veel. Ek is ook 'n lid van die SAP. Daar's ontsettend baie moorde waarvan mense nie eers bewus is nie. Moorde wat nie eers gepubliseer word nie. So hulle probeer dit wegsteek, hulle probeer dit toesmeer en ons almal staan vandag saam om te sê tot hier toe en nie verder nie.
So Karen said that if I'm not mistaken, they will stop where they are at a certain time and take a knee for the farmers. That's correct, at 12 o'clock. But a lot of people will gather in front of the Union buildings in Pretoria at 12 o'clock to take that knee. Not everybody obviously will be there based on where they were driving. And of course, with this many thousands and thousands and thousands of bikers out there right now, there'll be massive traffic jam, or as we say in German, a Stau, resulting from this. So we'll see what happens. We're waiting for that. We're now 10 minutes away, ladies and gentlemen, from the top of the hour, noontime in South Africa, when we're expecting to see these folks out there taking a knee out of respect for farmers. Yep. Oh, yeah, so she's in SAPS. Thanks for sharing that. So that's a police officer then there. I missed that because I was loading videos. Thank you for sharing that, Karen. I appreciate that. Let's get the next one here. Got one more video to show real quick. Okay. Folks, you're listening to Chris White Africa here live on the Indaba Africa channel, and we're covering the Bikers Against Farm Murders, Plasmoord, and Racism road rally today. We're about 8 minutes away from the top of the hour when people are supposed to take a knee out of respect for what's happening. And so I've got a few more videos to bring in here that just come in very quickly. And I've got Ramkat once again, and he's not on his bike now. He's taken a knee, so obviously prepping in front of the union buildings now for what's about to happen. So let me find Ramkat here very quickly. For those who don't speak Afrikaans, my apologies. This will be in Afrikaans. Here we go.
Hou my naby hoor. Daar so. Wat gaan jy vra wat jy kan net gesels so aan. Okay. Gooi hom net. Ad mense, Saterdagoggend ons is voor die Unie geboue en kom ek sê vir jou wat. Hier's nie 1000 bikes nie. Hier's nie 10,000 bikes nie. Hier's baie bikes. En weet jy wat is dit? Dit beteken almal, die meeste in hierdie land gee om ons landbouers. Mense het van heinde en verre gekom. Mense van die Kaap af selfs. Ons het gedraai volgens na Bekroonval, waar ons die Vrystaatse bikers ingebring het, van Kuruman Kimberley af, en ek sê vir jou, het ons Pretoria inry, het ons seker 'n uur gevat om van die sirkel af in te kom, en die fietsse kom nog steeds in. En al wat jy ryk is motorfietsse, se klatjes, want is reinstop, en natuurlik is dit vir ons landbouers, ons boere, sy vrou en sy kinders, want is die boer wat die salwing van God af het, wat die salwing van ons Vader af het, om vir ons kos te gee. En sonder die boer vrek ons van die honger. En ek het 'n boodskap vandag, namens al die bikers vandag hierso. Meneer Ramaphosa, ek weet jy kan nie Afrikaans verstaan nie. So I'm going to do this in English. You better start looking after the farmers, eh? Because if you don't, you even gonna vrek of the hunger. Okay, right, I'm not trying to be arrogant, sir. I'm saying the farmer in this country is providing food for your people, my people, all the people. And we need our farmers. Ek sê vir een en elke biker vandag, baie dankie. Dis 'n riem onder my hart. Ek het nie verwag jy gaan soveel fietsse wees nie. Ons gaan nie in nommers nie, ons gaan in geloof. Want die woord sê, toe koning Dawid sy perde tel, moes het ook nie eens gedoen het nie. Of hy een biker was, dan was het een biker genoeg gewees vir ons. Maar hy is baie vandag. Man het gekom met hulle vrouens, hulle kinders. Ek het knapies wat 4 jaar oud is, gesien op hulle pa se eysterperde vandag. Hier's vrouens, hier's kinders, hier's families. En dit beteken almal gee om. And I just want to give a last message to all the people globally, all around the world. Our farmers are being murdered. And I ask you please, to send this message out. We need our farmers in South Africa.
God bless. Biker groete, Ramkat groete, goedheid en guns. Happy.
Well said, Ramkat. Thank you, folks, for the translation from Afrikaans to English. I caught some of that, but for our English-speaking audience, thank you so much for that. But listen, we keep talking about farmers and food. Yes, absolutely true. But let's put that aside for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. The brutality of what's happening from a human standpoint. Forget the food. How can anyone sit by and allow the callous murder and brutality that's taking place in South Africa and deny it? The same party, the African National Congress, that ignores the plight of the indigenous population of South Africa by denying that they're the indigenous population of South Africa. Futsek ANC. Hashtag Futsek ANC. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got Erica. If you can hear me, Erica, I've sent you a Zoom link. So check your WhatsApp. I think Erica is going to come on for us in like 4 minutes. Hopefully she'll get this message. Erica, I've sent you a Zoom link. Please check onto it. And then you'll be able to call into me. I'll watch for you. Erica's in Durban, so we might have a live feed from Durban. Just waiting for Erica. All right, so yeah, thank you guys for putting that up there. Yako says, everywhere the communists target farmers, that country, nation collapses soon afterwards, must not allow history to repeat itself. It's time to take a stand against ANC and communism. Well, and against totalitarianism. You need to stand against totalitarianism, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's in the Highveld or it's in Harrisburg. We must stand against totalitarianism. Yes, Erica, please check the link. I'm looking for her to come in. I don't see her coming in yet. Let me see what else we've got here, folks. Any more videos coming in? Yep, got a couple more videos. All right, I got another one there. A couple more. Whoops. They're coming in so fast now that things are jumping ahead on me, folks. So, sorry, I got my nose is a little runny there. I guess I'm choked up. Okay. All right. Okay. The horrors on the families of the farms is brutal. They torture them and nobody can hear their screams. Yeah, it's and the way that people's last moments on this planet is spent in the face of this horrific nonsense is really, really sad. Okay, Erica has read it. Here she comes. All right, folks. Here we go. Let me get Erica in. All right, come on, Erica. There she is. Erica, as soon as she comes in, I'll switch around a little bit here. I'm going to have to switch my earpiece here, folks. But I'll wait till she's connected because I have to put in another earphone to my speaker in order for me to listen to her and have a conversation. Otherwise, I'll be talking to her 3 seconds behind. Okay, sounds like she's coming. There she is. There's Erica. Hang on, Erica. Let me switch over real quick. All right. Erica, can you hear me okay? Erica, can you hear me? Hang on a second. Okay, we're there. Oh, Erica, I don't hear you, Erica. What's going on? Why am I not hearing you? I'm not hearing a word that Erica's saying. What's going on? Somebody's waving to me there. I don't know who that is, and I don't hear myself here. Let me see. Give me a second. No sound. I know there's no sound. I know there's no sound. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, so that's strange. You don't even hear me anymore. All right, that's weird. Okay, Erica, I can't hear you. I don't know why. Okay, unmute. Okay, nope, still nothing there. What's going on here? Strange. This is crazy. This is disappointing. Come on. Oh, they hear me. You guys can hear me, but we can't hear Erica. I can't hear myself, folks. Okay, let me go back here. This is crazy. Yeah, I can't hear myself, and I can't hear Erica. Something really strange here. All right, what I'm going to do is restart this. That's what I'm going to do. Hang on a second. Erica, I'm going to hang up, and we'll redo this, okay? And I'll send you another link. Okay, and maybe that'll fix this, okay? End the meeting. Leave meeting for all. Okay. All right, folks. Okay, so now here we are. Okay. Yeah, reboot. Exactly. Okay, reboot. Okay. Right. I'm back now. Can you guys hear me? Okay. All right, that's good to go. Okay, good to go. Now let's try to get Erica in here. I have to give her another link now. Okay. Okay. All right, Erica. Erica, try the second. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens, folks. Hopefully we'll get her. Unbelievable. So let me get this up to full screen. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, well, she was fast. Hopefully we can hear her this time. So what happens. Okay. Okay. I hope this works. I don't hear myself over here again. What is the deal with this? Zoom. I hate Zoom now. I pay these clowns for this. Hey, there's Erica again. Somebody said you need to activate the sound icon on Zoom. Bottom left-hand corner, be my guess. But I don't hear myself, Erica, so I don't know what the deal is here, why it's not working. It's crazy. It's really strange. And I can't see this in here. It's really strange. Let me try this. No, not even a sound coming out of that. That's weird. Oh, this is disappointing, folks. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, my other option is to close Zoom and try again. We'll try one more time, Eric, and we'll see what happens, folks. I'm going to exit and just reboot it. Okay. All right, I've closed Zoom now. Closed that. Okay, is my microphone there? No, my microphone's not there. Why is my microphone not working? That's strange. Oh, gosh. It's there, but it's just not showing up. Okay. Okay, so my microphone is working, but it's not showing up. All right, I'm going to start Zoom again. Okay, right. Back to this. Okay, you guys see me again. Okay. All right, and the sound is there. Okay, excellent. Now let's see if I try Erica one more time. Sorry about this, folks. This is the technology playing games on us here. I don't know why it's doing this. All right, I want to try one more time with Erica and see if I can't get her in here. Anyway, all right, so, oh, there you go. Yeah, that's what we'll do. If we can get her in one more time, we'll try it. And then we'll get her to record it if we can't get her in here. I don't understand what's going on with Zoom. I hope this doesn't happen later on. Very frustrating. All right, so I sent her a third link, folks. In the meantime, let me get some more video in here while we wait. So it's now 12 o'clock, after 12 o'clock, folks. That hour passed while I was sitting here trying to get Erica in. All right. So we'll get some more here, folks. Hang in there. Looks like she didn't get the third one there. Okay, what else we got here? Here we go. I think I've shown that one.
Yes, I'll come down with you, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. Start!
Okay, that sound you heard was my desktop audio working now, so I don't know what the deal is.
Ja, 2, 3. Nou, mense, vandag lê die motorfietsryers van Suid-Afrika betoon eer aan ons boere wat vermoor is. Maar ook aan ons landbouers wat nog lewe. Ons kollega Kruise hier het ons die hekke toegemaak. En is maar typies, jy weet, jy kan nie aankom nie want dan kan jy die waarheid wys nie. Nietemin, elke van julle wat hier vandag hier kan wees nie, gaan ek 'n kruis lê namens julle almal. Ons landbouers.
Erica trying to come in again.
Baie motorfietsryers en ek sal hier elke motorfietsryer vandag ek gaan dit afval en ek sal hier hulle vandag en ek
Ek sê dankie vir die motorfietsryers. Ek sê dankie dat julle van heine en ver af gekom het om ons mense omgee. Ek lê 'n kruis vir julle wat by die huis is wat nie vandag hier kan wees nie. Vir ons boere. Ek wil vir elke boer sê, dankie vir jou wat vas staan vir ons. Dankie vir jou vrou en jou kinders wat nog by jou staan.
All right, Erica. It's not working. I don't know why. All right, this is what we're going to do. Erica, if you can hear me, I can't hear you. Everyone else can hear you. It's not coming across. So let's do this, Erica. Go ahead and record video right now of you guys there, and then send it to me afterwards, okay? That's what we're going to do, because I can't get you in. Anyway, all right? Okay, cool beans. That's what we're going to do. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put there. All right. Okay, so Erica, just do that, okay? Sorry about that, folks.
Geen kruis hier vergeet nie. Geen boere is vergeet nie. Nou wel Satan dit sê ons Vader, hulle is nie vergeet nie. Ramkat groete, biker groete hier van hierdie gebou af. Tyd en tyd.
Geslag met hom. Ek sy bespin. Die word ek uitgetrap op die biker. Sy sê al oorhou dit.
That's the latest video we've got coming there, folks. My apologies for Zoom. I pay these clowns, and obviously they don't provide a service that I paid for. Anyway. All right, let me get some more images in from the scene. My apologies to Erica, who is trying to call in. I'm so disappointed that that hasn't worked out well. But it's not working with Zoom. So, Erica, just record your video and then send it to me. And I'll apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do to fix it. There's nonsense going on here. There you go. Steel Wings. As the president of that West Rand club, the Steel Wings. And yes, they're riding Harleys. I saw somebody making fun of Harleys earlier. The heck was that all about? I have to wonder if you're picking me up on my mobile. That can't be the case. It has to be this microphone. All right, so let's get the next one in here. No. So this is a really strange morning with this volume and this microphone and Zoom, folks. My apologies for that. I don't know what the heck the deal is. Yeah, that's a pretty cool jacket there. Check this one out. Motorcycle helmets on the Union Building fence line. That's pretty incredible. That's awesome scene there. Yep. See if we've got more videos come in. Okay, lots of photos coming in my moderators group. Thank you for that, guys. I'll get what I can in here, but there's a lot of stuff I'm getting from multiple sources, so I wasn't really prepared for that. Okay, here's one. This is from the moderators group. People get these, I assume, sent in from others. Okay, sorry. I need to fix this. There we go. That's why that's coming in. You shouldn't hear that again now. Okay, let me get back. Okay, all right. So, yeah. Okay. What's this one here? Folks, you're watching the Bikers Against Farm Murders and Racism rally around South Africa. We're focused on Pretoria, but it's not just in Pretoria, it's around the country today to protest farm murders in South Africa. Thousands and thousands of bikers are out. In 2018, when this happened, there were 4,000 bikers. I think we've easily surpassed that today from the limited footage we've seen and the events we've come across. I've got some more video coming in here now, so I'm going to put this on the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to Chris Wyatt Africa. Thank you for the folks. We had a few super chats early. Really grateful for that. And let me get some of these videos up here. All right, let me see. I've already done that one twice, I think. So here you go. This is another sideways. People kind of record things in landscape. Record. Yeah, just a little tip there when you're out making videos. If you ever intend to show them online, you really need to record in landscape. Turn your phone sideways. I can't adjust them on the fly here. It's difficult, if not impossible. These are some more images. That's from Erica. Okay, we'll get another image in from Erica here real quick. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is unrehearsed. This is live. These are images as they come in from people across South Africa sharing these with us. People sitting on overpasses in Limpopo and in Mpumalanga. Also footage from Durban, from Nelson Mandela Bay, courtesy of Erica in Durban, Ronaldo Hos in Nelson Mandela Bay, and of course from the bikers themselves throughout Gauteng. Folks, see what else we got here. Okay, adding these as they come in. Hopefully you're finding these informative. Here's a good one. I love this one. Well, let me show this first, and then I'll show the next one. Okay, there you go. Dogs of War. 6689. We served. Veterans Association. All gave some gave none. I love it. Let me shrink that down a little bit. Some gave all, excuse me. Some gave all. There you go. That's an awesome one there right there. Check that out. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Say, who else we got in the chat here? You got to be kidding. What's the matter with those bullies? Man, that's just not right. All right. Let's see the next one. Yeah, this one's awesome, guys. I love it. Absolutely brilliant. All right, and check this one out. I'm very partial to the movie V. So check out the photographer. He's got a blue V mask. I love it. I love it. That's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's awesome. Good stuff. V. What a great movie. What a great movie. And talk about portending the future. We're living under V now. Unbelievable. There you go. More people at the Union buildings there in Pretoria. Yako is proud of the vets. That's awesome. People should always be proud of their veterans who serve their country, wherever your country may be. What are people talking about SAP? South African Police Service is a national police force, for those who don't know that. Not controlled by opposition parties, but by the national government, which is run by the African National Congress. Okay, let me reduce the size of this one a little bit here. There you go. Okay. ANC cancer. There you go. All right, let me get another image in here, and then I'll look and check for more videos, folks. Okay, here we go. Oops. Broerlevens Maksak. There you go, folks. And I think we have one or two more that I wanted to add in here before I jump around. Okay. To look for some more videos. Here you go. This one's a good image as well. Check that one out, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that solidarity. That's pretty cool. Now let me look and see if we got some more videos have come in or not. No, I'm not seeing more videos there. I have this one already. Yeah, this one's good. Okay, this is a great video here. Did I show this one already, or maybe I just didn't play it? Okay, so what is that? Okay, here's a video coming up. You can just find it real quick. Should be the last one here. Make it easier. Oh yeah, I've got it here 3 times. I think I played this already, but let me just play it in case I didn't. Wow, that was pretty incredible, folks. Wow, it's quite amazing. Thousands and thousands of motorcycle riders across South Africa participating in today's Bikers Against Farm Murder and Racism in South Africa. Folks, I hope you found this informative and helpful thus far. I'm waiting to see if we get a little bit more coverage coming in. Yako says, gets goosebumps when you hear those engines rev. Yeah, it's been absolutely incredible, ladies and gentlemen, what's happening. We saw Ramkat there providing footage. A lot of people out there. All over the country involved in this. What's this? Okay, I'm seeing rumors and another group talking about shootings. What's this? No, nothing. Nonsense. Yeah, absolutely nonsense. Not buying any of that. Okay, is this another one to download here? Okay. Here's another video. I'm poaching this from another group, but this is near Pretoria. So just to bring you coverage, folks, I'm poaching this one since I wasn't getting any videos coming in here last few minutes. Another sideways one. God, this is killing me. Yeah, no, killing me, man. Sideways. So there you go, folks. That's some more footage. I'm not seeing anything else coming in at the moment, so let me get back here. 12 o'clock, of course, is when this was all supposed to be the moment. We saw one video there towards the end with folks who were holding up their helmets in solidarity with the farmers. No, Anna Marie Forster, this was coordinated with the South African Police Service. This whole event has been coordinated, at least in the Pretoria area. So it shouldn't be a problem. Yep, let's see what else here. Let me get myself back up there. Where is... Okay, that's strange. Anyway, sorry, guys. There we go. All right, so I'm going to move myself up larger since I'm not getting any videos at the moment. Yeah, you've been watching thus far Chris Wyatt Africa, within Durban, Africa. What's this? This is another one? I got that one already. Already played that. Anyway, this has so far been coverage of the bikers against farm murders and racism in South Africa. Folks, I want to play one more time because I really appreciate this, and we'll see if more stuff came in. If we don't get any more footage here shortly, what I'm going to do is knock off in about 10 minutes, but I want to play this video once more to highlight the Khoisan of South Africa. So let me do this very quickly, and I'm going to put them full screen this time. And so I want to do this very quickly. Let me do this. Where's this video at? Here we go.
Goeiemôre julle, Angelique Schlebushi van Boer Media. Met ons hier het ons die Chief Isaac. Isaac, as jy net vir ons kan vertel, van waar af kom julle?
Ons is hier van Johannesburg, maar die ander is van dwars oor die land. Verskillende dele van die land, maar ons het 'n netwerk waar ons altyd by mekaar kom en met mekaar skakel.
En hoe laat het julle vanoggend al vertrek om hier te wees?
Ons het vanoggend omtrent so teen 5:30 vertrek. Van die beginpunt af en verskillende punte af, van die verskillende lede opgetel voordat ons almal hier kan wees.
En ek neem aan julle het 'n baie veilige rit gehad sover tot hier?
Ja, nee, ons het 'n baie veilige rit gehad.
En hoekom neem julle deel aan hierdie optog?
Ons neem deel aan hierdie optog omdat ons glo in een principle in die lewe, en dit is die common heritage of humankind. En sover wat ons gesien het in hierdie land gebeur, is dit baie ver van daai een principle wat vir ons eintlik almal saam moet laat lewe, omdat ons weet ons almal is mense eerste, voordat ons verskillende rasse is. En dit is een van die redes hoekom ons ook die Narama Foundation gestig het. En net vir inligtingshalwe, Narama is die oorspronklike naam van hierdie geografiese gebied wat vandag bekend staan as Suid-Afrika of Suider-Afrika. En dit is nie ou Khoisan taal. Dit is hoekom ons die Narama Foundation gestig het. En ons werk eksklusief op die prinsip van the common heritage of humankind, that we all are the same.
Sê vir my, dink jy dat die volgende naweek se optog met die voertuie, die trekkers en die trokke net so suksesvol gaan wees as hierdie optog met die motorfietsse?
Ek vermoed dit sal wees, want ek dink hier word 'n baie sterk boodskap vandag uitgestuur. Nie net aan hierdie land nie, maar ook aan die wêreld.
Sal julle ook deelneem aan volgende naweek se optog?
Dit sal ons bespreek en ons sal as ons weet wie organiseer is, sal ons met hulle in kontak probeer kom en ons sal sorg dat ons daar wees.
Sê vir my, ek sien julle het julle ramsporing sê, kan julle dit blaas?
Ja, ramsporing.
Ramsporing word nie net geblaas enige tyd nie. En enige kultuurbeweging wat ons maak, word nie net enige tyd geperform nie. So die ene is nie om te blaas nie, die ene is om boel te brand. So as het nog nie boel begin brand nie, want hoekom ons het nie geweet wanneer gaan die ding afspeel. Elke horing het sy eie shape, elke horing het sy eie doel. So die enetjie is vir boel brand. Die enetjie is vir suiwerheidsonderhandeling om te sê nee, ons kom in vrede in. Dan kry jy die gemsbok enetjie. Die gemsbok enetjie, meeste manne dra hom wat jag. Ons het verskillend.
Okay, so wat se enetjie blaas nou?
Hy lyk soos die ene, maar hy's 'n groter ene.
Okay, so jy het glad nie een hier vandag
wat blaas. Nee,
blaas.
enige gebring nie, ons sal in die volgende enetjie sal ek een bring.
Okay. Baie dankie vir julle tyd. En baie dankie vir julle deelname. Nee, is ek Angelique terug na Boer Media. Atelier.
En ons sal goed kan sê, kyk dit toe. Dit is gaan in vrede en ons taal.
Baie dankie.
Folks, so those are the Khoisan, the indigenous original inhabitants of South Africa before the Bantu and Europeans arrived. have been there for 50,000 years at least. We have archaeological evidence of their habitation of the southern African region from Zimbabwe down through Namibia, Botswana, and also throughout South Africa. These were the peoples, the Khoi and San, whom the Europeans first met when they established a refitting station in Cape Town in 1652 under Jan van Riebeck. And of course, the Bantu had encountered them hundreds of years earlier, coming down the Great Rift Valley as they displaced, hunted down, murdered, intermarried with, and displaced these people into the margins of the society and pushed them out into the Kalahari, and then continually down through Africa as the Bantu advanced. So that's what you're watching right there, Swearim DJ. Those are the indigenous Khoi people. So I have another video from Boer Media. It looks like we're losing audience here after Ronaldo mentioned that Loving Life has this stream covered. I guess people have disappeared to go watch Loving Life. Well, enjoy Loving Life, folks. I didn't even know he was streaming right now. Anyway, but let me go ahead and put this video in from Boer Media. All right. All right, here we go. Let me get this thing up real quickly here.
Ja, Benny, dit was Benny, ja, die ry was so lank en die tyd dat ek toe bo uitgekom het, het hulle al klaar soos alwen gesê het, in groepies mekaar gekom. Dit was 'n baie groot groep ek dink die logistiek agter alles is iets wat 'n mens regtig moet uitlig in hierdie hele operasie, kan ek maar sê. Soos julle sien in die agtergrond hier, SAP was eerste voor ons vandag hier sou gewees, wat nogal 'n goeie ding is, maar hulle het ook vandag net op piknik hou. Hier is geen voorvalle gewees nie. Niemand het hulle self wangedra nie. Dit was regtigbare optog met 'n doel. Dit was 'n optog wat georden gebeur het. Dit is 'n optog wat met 'n hart gebeur het. En soos julle aan die agterkant kan sien, die mense is besig om hulle op hulle perde te klim. En ek weet nie of hulle nou weer 'n keer rondom die baan of die roete gaan ry nie. Volgens wat my aanbetref, dit was 'n baie suksesvolle dag. Dit is regtigbare aksie wat, as ons hierdie momentum gaan behou na volgende Saterdag toe, die 5de September, dan kan ek net indink wat se reperkusies dit in die parlement het, wat die mense, wat die regte mense se ore hopelik gaan bereik, en soos Ramkat ook vroeër gesê het, dis nou tyd dat die ore moet oopgaan, dis tyd dat die gesigte moet begin sien. Van my Dennis hier so by die Unie-geboue in Pretoria, dit was 'n goeie dag. Tot ons met mekaar weer gesels, mooi loop, boergroete.
Yeah, folks, there you go. That's from Boer Media, who are also the only media network that was covering it. Apparently, ENCA got into the party about 90 minutes late and started doing some coverage. I can only imagine what they're covering. Yeah, just to clarify over here, folks, Ronaldo is just showing support for my channel. I appreciate that. And I wasn't saying anything bad about Loving Life. I was saying if people want to go watch Loving Life, go watch Loving Life. I didn't know he was streaming. As I said, I don't get notifications. And as we discovered, by the way, for folks, let me point out some things I mentioned the last couple of days. Members of my channel have been subscribers unsubscribed by YouTube. One of my moderators was unsubscribed twice in the same day 2 days ago. He's a moderator. How do you unsubscribe a moderator? And it didn't affect his moderator status. He had to go back and resubscribe. And then later in the evening, he was unsubscribed again. And then yesterday during my stream, my guest couldn't watch the video, as well as dozens of people from the ULA who tried to log in, couldn't watch the video. They were blocked from watching it. I don't know why. I don't know why. So something that YouTube is doing, I've apparently touched a nerve and hurt somebody's feelings at YouTube or Google. Who knows? Maybe they're angry that I'm honest and I report the news objectively. I didn't say unbiased. We're all biased. I said honest and objectively. Anyway. So, folks, that's now there's a really awesome photograph, which you probably won't see in mainstream captured media. Here we go. Let me find this one really quickly and show you this. This is an awesome image. And why won't you see this image? Now, you might see it, but my projection is that you won't see it because you see a black and white South African in solidarity. And that would just ruin the worldview. Look at that. Look at these lovely ladies. Reduce that a little bit so you can see better. Check it out. There you go. Look at that. Miss Africa. Transcontinental. I don't know her. Man, I don't know how long she sat for that hair to get that hair plaited and put all those extensions in. That must have been a long day. Yeah, YouTube and Google are losing a lot of popularity in creating images. In fact, they are. The games they're playing on my channel are unnecessary. I don't know why they're playing these games. Adrian says, to your knowledge, does any organization track what happens to the actual farms 2 to 3 years after the attacks? Could be interesting. I agree with that. Well, we can actually ask people who survived the farm attacks and left the farm attacks. Eric is a person who survived a farm attack. That farm is still in operation, but she's not involved in it anymore. It's unfortunate. In other cases, there's no one to take over the farm and they go into disuse. But it is a good question. I'm not aware of an organization that's currently doing it. Nezzy's got to take off. Well, thank you, Nezzy, for tuning in. Really appreciate your patronage on the channel. You have a good one. Let me see if we've got any other videos coming in real quick. We have another video. I think that one I've already seen. Yeah, that's from Boar Media. Here's another one. Okay. This is a short one. Yeah, let me download this one. And I'll play this one really quickly. Okay. This is another video. Only a few seconds, so let me take them off there. Lovely ladies. All right, let me bring this one up. Come on. Media source. Add that. 104. Okay. So far, folks, in case you don't know and you're not keeping count, I've shown over... Where'd this thing go? It didn't show up there. Sorry, I can't find it. I've shown over 100 photographs and videos. It's not there. I can't show you that one for some reason. Keith says, Loving Life has picked up a broadcast from the protests in Cape Town. The police blocked access to Parliament building to prevent the protest. The bikers have forced the issue and now have access. Okay, well, maybe ENCA. Let me check on that, folks, while we're chatting here. If I can find ENCA, if they've got a live feed now, if they've decided to join the party. Let me see. Okay. Let me see if it comes up. ENCA. If I can get the feed. And then I'll just bring that in as well. Nope, 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 nope. Nothing there. Let me see if they're on. Yeah, top stories not even listed on the ENCA website. Okay. Okay. Let me try this and see what comes up. If I go to here, let's see the proof. I'm going to go to Google and search for bikers against, if my broadcast even comes up there. Farm murders. Okay, bikers rally against farm murders. Let's see if I even show up on here. Nope, 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 nope. I don't even show up on here. Nope. Ronaldo's Farm Lives Matter shows up, but my live stream right now doesn't even show up on here. Not even on here. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Unbelievable. Oh, SABC covered it. Here you go. Let's see what SABC had to say. Maybe try to bring this in. When do they get in the game? Okay. See if that comes up. There you go. Let me reduce myself here. Okay. Move this. Well, that's not going to work. Here we go. Actually, yeah, I'll just do this here. This is ENCA, as I said. So, zoom. Oh, no, this is SABC. Excuse me. SABC coverage of this. Let's see what they've got to say.
In a horrific accident on the N2 at Sibangweni outside Umtata in the Eastern Cape. 3 were critically injured when a car collided with a stationary taxi. All occupants of the car perished in the accident, and one person from the taxi also died. South Africa has recorded an increase of 115 new COVID-19 related fatalities in the last 24-hour cycle. This brings the death toll to 13,743. Meanwhile, the country's cumulative number of infections stands at 620,132
to the biker
after
rally,
an
folks.
Increase of 1,846 new coronavirus infections was recorded since the last report. Of the 115 new COVID-19 related fatalities, Gauteng recorded the highest number of deaths at 47, followed by Mpumalanga with 18, the Northwest 16, KwaZulu-Natal 4. Park, south of Johannesburg, yesterday to see gold starred in the blockbuster.
This is
Murders
BS.
and gruesome killings have always been a concern.
To you live from Honored Dead Memorial here in Kimberley is one of the prominent landmarks here. This is where the bikers will be converging. They were initially supposed to converge at Shell Garage just along N12, but things changed overnight, and now we are at Honored Dead Memorial where they will be converging, and they will be riding around different streets here around town to show their disapproval of farm murders. But to tell us more about this event, I am joined by Henmar Visa, who is one of the organizers. Henmar, if you can just come closer. Thank you very much for joining us. Can you just tell us what actually prompted this march and what do you want to achieve with it?
Seeing as this is a nationwide awareness day, all over South Africa, the bikers in the country is coming together to play their part in raising awareness against farm murders. So this is a small part in Kimberley's side, just to show that we are supporting as well this initiative.
Okay, you were supposed to converge at the Shell Garage along the N12, but you seem to have an issue with the police. Can you just tell us what the issue was about?
The issue is primarily due to COVID regulations. That was only the necessary permissions that we got due to COVID regulations. Unfortunately, how can I say, they discontinued the negotiations with it.
Okay, and yesterday when I was speaking to you guys, you were telling me that you were expecting over 300 people. Have you reduced that number now to the number that has been stated in the lockdown regulation?
Yes, we have. We have dramatically changed the numbers. We have a lot of WhatsApp groups. We shared as wide and as widely as possible so that we consider all bikers and the public's safety to reduce the numbers.
Okay, thank you. As impure as we heard, that is Henmar Visa.
All right, that's boring. There you go. That's I've got another video to bring in here. Hang on a second. All right. Let me get this one really quickly. All right. All right, this one's a good one.
Chris, hi Chris, I just want to give you a quick update. Unfortunately, it was so hectic and we had some technical difficulties. Sorry for not being able to stream live with you. My apologies, but we will definitely next weekend, 5th of September, the same that happened today will happen with vehicles. It's going to be one amazing event. If I just summarize what happened here today, with about 5,000 bikers getting together to stand up against farm murders and racism against minority groups in this country. This was an amazing event. There's a lot of, as you've seen on the footage with the crosses being laid. The guys are excited in the back. Not excited so much for the farm murders. We all share the same empathy and the same sympathy of what's happening in this country, and it's real. There's no second guess on that. But the guys are excited for getting together, standing up as one nation, as one group of people being fed up and wanting this to end, just wanting this to end so that we can get back to normal. You know, the farming community is one of those communities that's so crucial in the country. It's a global thing. Farmers are the heart of the food supply chain, and for the government of South Africa, the ANC government, not wanting to stand up, not wanting to listen to the pleas, not wanting to listen to the calls, just trying to get an audience with them. It's pathetic. I'm trying to get hold of the Khoisan leader here. I've met with him a little bit earlier, and also their own plea. Being the original owners of land in this country, not even being recognized to have an audience with the government, with President Ramaphosa, the ANC government. One of their guys has walked miles and miles to get an audience with him, just to get their plea across. He's been camping here, living here, and on the grass, on the lawn of the the building. Sorry, I'm trying to get my proper English pronunciations here. By now you know that I'm Afrikaans as well. The union buildings here in Pretoria, they've been living here for 2 years just to get noticed, and without any success. So I'm trying to get a quick interview with them, and I'll also send it out to you guys there. Thanks for all the things that you guys are doing. Chris, you know, the voices out in across the world, listening to us, assisting us, being there, promoting our cause. We so much appreciate it. My words are few, and as you know that by now, with the crosses being laid, there are 3 crosses. Young man lay down 3 crosses there, filled with all the names of the farmers that has been murdered in the country. It was such a moment there, and many moments that we had there of a young boy, a brother and sister that laid their crosses and the flowers. It's a deep thing. It's touching us. I'm part of the Boo folk, the Afrikaner folk, and you know, it's close to heart. It's happening in our houses, in our homes, in our families, and it's a call that we are really we need this to go across the world. This is behind me is Bikers United, Christian Bikers United, pleading for the government to listen and to start doing the job and protecting our farmers. From me, Dennis, in Pretoria, what a wonderful day. Over to you, Chris. Talk soon. Be blessed.
All right, folks, in case you're wondering, just to make that clear for you, that was Dennis Ross from Boer Media. And that over to Chris was to me. Thank you so much for that, Dennis. Bye, donkey. That was very kind of you. So Dennis has put me in a WhatsApp group so that I could cover this event today. And I much appreciate that. It made it possible for me to share these videos as we cover this. I hope that I've done the event justice. I've certainly tried. We've talked about the plight of the Khoisan. We've also talked about that of farmers and the farm murders, the plasmoord taking place across South Africa. That was Dennis Ross from Boer Media, excuse me. And he's been helping me get this coverage today. That was over to Chris. That was back to me. It was very kind of him to give a summary and a wrap up of what's happened. So we're going to close it here shortly, folks. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I need to go take a look at all these comments coming in about Cape Town because I have no feeds from Cape Town. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all very quickly for your patronage of this channel. Specifically, let me say this. I can show you very quickly that I don't know why, but for some reason, you know, Ronaldo says this about his channel, but it is very clear that with my channel, YouTube is suppressing people from seeing my channel. Herman Roos, who's also a paying member of my channel and a subscriber, was unsubscribed from my channel. Why? Why is that happening? I've done nothing. I've said nothing against anybody. I don't preach hate. I preach nothing but love and honesty, and I bring nothing but the truth here. And so I'm being targeted. I don't know why. If you look at this, and let me show you how I can prove that I'm being targeted, because this, I have the title for this video for Biker Rally, right? You know that exactly. You saw that. That's how you found that. Well, check this out. This is what you get when you put, let me move myself down here very quickly. Just a second. Sorry, folks. Okay, this is what you get when you search for Biker Rally Against Farm Murder in South Africa. Sorry. You get this, okay? 2 weeks ago, 1 hour ago, 98 views, 65 views, 480. Look at these things. 280 views, 100 views, 960 for that one. Do you see my video there anywhere? Not promoted at all. Hidden by YouTube. Hidden by YouTube. Down here, related Antifa. What does Antifa have to do with this? Sturgis bike rally. These are bikes. And as I mentioned earlier, I even saw a video from Ronaldo Host promoted on here. Do you see my video anywhere? No, not a single one. Live stream of the news event as it occurs, 3 hours, and not even here. Look at that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any doubt that YouTube is playing games and shadow banning with people and what's going on here, there is the evidence that it obviously is the case. Yesterday, we saw all kinds of weird things happening when I was live streaming with my guest yesterday behind Marks, in which many people from the ULA who were trying to watch in South Africa could not watch the video. Anyway, enough of whining about YouTube. I'll continue. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, you're right, Ulithia. They do hate independent media. But folks, so thank you all. Those who either got a notification about the video or you just follow my channel frequently. Whatever your reason for coming here, we had a peak over 100 and some people earlier. I really appreciate that. Hopefully people catch us after the fact. But I noticed all this nonsense happened about a month ago when I had a video about Julius Malema that in the first 8 hours had 8,000 views. 7 hours, 8,700 views. And then it stalled. It had additional 2,000 views in 24 hours. And then it's had nothing since then. 1, 2, 3, 4 here and there. And what I noticed is that the impressions were very high. And impressions when YouTube promotes your video based on it being a trending topic that someone's looking for. And Malema was a trending topic, so mine went. And then after 7 hours, they stopped promoting it and moved it down here. And then no more views. Anyway, so there you go. Anyway, folks, thanks a lot. This has been a live stream of the Bikers Against Farm Murders and Racism in South Africa. Thank you to Dennis Ross, to Erica in Durban, Dennis Ross in Pretoria, to Ronaldo Host in Nelson Mandela Bay, who also sent me some photos or videos from Nelson Mandela Bay. It's really been fantastic to have the support and the help. And I do hope that this is an informative and useful video and a stream for you. My apologies for any technical difficulties messing around. I really was hoping to get Erica calling in, but for some reason, Zoom wasn't working here. Anyway, folks, thanks a lot for tuning in. It's been a great pleasure. I need to shut down, reboot my computer, and maybe not have this problem later on, because in just 5 hours, I will have on my channel Dr. Corne Mulder, the chief whip of the Freedom Front Plus, one of the opposition parties in South Africa. And we're going to talk about the Freedom Front Plus, its goals and hopes for the 2021 municipal elections, his thoughts about what's going on in South Africa, the coronavirus lockdown situation. We'll talk about farm murders in the bike rally today. And hopefully you'll find that interesting, because Dr. Mulder is the longest serving. Okay, I've just gotten booted. Look at that. Look at that. All right, am I back? Look at that. See, now I got booted. After nearly 3 hours, I get booted out of Zoom. Okay, it sounds like you guys can still see me. Look at that. Anyway, so there we go. All right. Okay, so folks, yeah. So Dr. Corne Mulder, the longest serving parliamentarian currently in South Africa's parliament. He's been in parliament since the 1980s. So a bit of a lifelong politician, one could say, but that certainly should give him some insights that others don't have. I will check in with Cape Town and try to find out what's going on there. Also, I'm going to do a short video about this here in just a moment, and I'll publish it shortly, and we'll see how much YouTube ignores that. Anyway, folks, Anne-Marie says I need to get some sleep. You are correct about that, but I need to do a video. You can't be a journalist if you ignore breaking news. This is breaking news. I'm going to cover it, and we're going to get it going here in just a second, folks. So thanks a lot. I really do appreciate it. Keith is going to post a video. Thanks a lot. Thank you guys who frequently go onto social media like Instagram and Facebook and places to share the word about my videos. I really do appreciate it. Right, folks, I'm going to record a video after this, but right now I'm going to go ahead and do my closing video. Where is it at? Where is my closing video? You could tell I'm a little out of sorts here. I'm tired. So thanks to everybody who tuned in. I really appreciate it. Oh, there's the closing video. Okay, so I found it. Now, where's the Zoom at? Get back to the Zoom. Actually, let me get rid of these things very quickly because they're just... Okay, come on. Where's it at? That's not it. Sorry, folks. Okay, closing video. Where's Zoom? There's Zoom. Okay, now let me turn my camera off, and I'm going to take it. Thanks a lot for your patronage. Please share the word about this video. It was live coverage, which you didn't get from the likes of the mainstream media. Just a couple snippets they covered, and they didn't even cover Pretoria. They had someone in Kimberley covering it. Interesting. All right, folks, take care. God bless. Have a good day, and we'll catch you later.